wake up, it's Chris in the morning light. On KAHI, a day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two, with a dad joke fresh and the weather too. He's
got
the
some weather
voice
coming up.
of the hills,
Is he?
keeping it real.
Okay.
Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee.
Let's make it a drip
don't
coffee
hit
today, shall we?
snooze. It's Chris in the morning with your daily news.
Here we go, big finish, and good Wednesday morning to you, gang. We've made it to the middle of the week. It is November 5th, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 6 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills, Chris Quant, with you here, holding it down in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, very, very spacious, as of right now, very, very dry Studio A, KAHI Studios, peering through the Venetian blinds at, well, a windy day. All the autumn leaves outside my window. All the autumn leaves falling like snow. Well, they're blowing down the street here. And it looks like we've got some rain coming here in just a little bit. We'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root here. Tim will give us an official weather forecast in a little bit, like he does every day. Thanks, Tim, for doing that. But as we're getting started on this, remember, the 5th of November. What the heck is that all about? And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But gang, our dance card is full today. We were talking to Wendy yesterday with the Great Gatherings Green, talking about the 50-plus dance that's going to be happening this weekend on November 8th out there off of Sunrise and 50 out there at the Marriott. So if you want to go check that out, you can go to greatgatheringsgreen.com if you missed that. That was later on in the show yesterday. But today, let's focus on today. Today, we've got, of course, our daily dad jokes. You can send those in live at KAHI.com, LIVE at KAHI.com, or call 530-885-3565. We're going to be talking to Lisa from Feeding the Foothills in the 7 o'clock hour. We're just talking about the impact. It's no secret. It's nothing that we don't know about, that with the SNAP benefits saying that they're going to be at least funded through this month. We have now set a record, probably a record nobody was looking to set. Basically, this is the longest now today, makes it the longest government shutdown in history, but life still happens, and food insecurity is still a thing, and people still need help. And we're going to talk to Lisa from Feeding the Foothills of how they're stepping up to meet the need, how they're trying to step up to meet the need, how we can help meet the need there. Just talk about that in our area here, and then we'll have Aaron here back in the 8 o'clock hour talking about the Colfax Bazaar. What's going on up in Colfax there with the Colfax Bazaar? Aaron from the Colfax Historical Downtown Society, or one of those combination of words. She'll correct me when she gets here. So we've got a lot of local stuff going on today and a lot happening today, but let's get to it. Come on. You know we've got to get to it right at the top here. If today is your birthday, it's early, and let me be one of the first, if I may, to wish you a happy stinking birthday today. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If you're born today, you share it with, a lot of folks here on my list. We've got Roy Rogers. Yeah, that Roy Rogers, American singer, guitarist, actor, born on this day in 1911. We have, Ike Turner. Well, okay, 1931. Art Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Art Garfunkel, 1941. Sam Shepard, American playwright and actor, born on this day, 1943. Let's see. Others include, let me just go down my list here. Bryan Adams. Oh, boy. There's a voice from the 90s. Canadian singer, songwriter, guitarist, producer, actor. Born on this day in 1959. Let's see. Tatum O'Neal, American actress and author, 1963. Sam Rockwell. Boy, he's a great actor. 1968. Oh my goodness gracious! That's the notable names for now. So my gosh, happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you if today is your birthday on this. Remember the 5th of November. On this day, Guy Fawkes. Have you heard of this one? Guy Fawkes. This goes all the way back to 1605. Basically, had a plot to assassinate King James I and replace him with his daughter Prince Elizabeth. Can you imagine that? Like what? Like your dad gets assassinated so you can be ascend to the throne. It was a group of 13 plotters that got together to do this. They stored 36 barrels of gunpowder in a cellar beneath the House of Lords. I think they wanted to blow the whole thing up. Now Guy Fawkes was chosen for his expertise with explosives. He gained that expertise while fighting in the Spanish army, where he adopted the name Guido. Okay. So mafia names were big even back then. An anonymous letter, possibly written by a reluctant plotter named Francis Tresham, warned a peer to stay away from Parliament, leading to a search. Basically, he says, I think it's going to blow up. You might not want to go in there. Guy Fawkes was arrested just after midnight on November 5th, 1605. The other plotters fled and tried to start a rebellion, but they were defeated in a shootout. The remaining conspirators were executed in January 1606. So, so remember the 5th of November. Now, the reason that I know about this is there is a kind of British-style pub and inn, if you go out near Muir Beach there out in San Francisco. It was started by a guy who moved here from England. He was in advertising. He was a publicist, and basically built up this country-style inn. He missed being at home, and he did it right off of Muir Beach out there, just outside of San Francisco there, over on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge there. And it's called the Pelican Inn. Delightful little spot if you ever make it out there, and you can go there. They've got a little kind of restaurant area, which is really cool, kind of this authentic English vibe. They've got this kind of little pub area there, and if you stay overnight, you get to stay in the Snug. Now, the Snug is just for overnight visitors. It's this really cool little room. It has chairs to sit in and little sofas and a table to play some games at, and this really cool fireplace that's in there. But on the 5th of November, they do a Guy Fawkes. They basically, the thing to celebrate the 5th of November is they burn the effigy of, they call them guys. And they go out on the beach there at Muir Beach and they burn the effigy. And the reason I know this is because because my wife's birthday is right around now. I tried to book some time at the Pelican Inn there a few years back, and they're like, well, just a heads up, it's Guy Fawkes day, and so there's going to be a lot going on. There's a lot of celebrations. It's going to be pretty busy. Maybe you should try booking either before or after that. So that's why I was like, who is this guy? What in the world are you doing to go out and burn effigies on Muir Beach there? What the heck's going on? So that's when I first learned about Guy Fawkes, because, well, thanks, hun, for being born right around this time so I could learn a little bit more history. But now we all know together Guy Fawkes Day. Remember the 5th of November when they tried to blow up Parliament and assassinate King James I, apparently. On this day, fictionally, Doc Brown fell and bumped his head, which gave him the idea for the flux capacitor in the Back to the Future film. Only meant to be one movie, by the way, and then they added on the other two, made it a trilogy. And Zemeckis, the creator and one of the creators and director of that, they basically have it in the movie rights that they cannot make, or they at least have to be the ones to sign off if they ever wanted to do more Back to the Future films or franchises, and they're committed to not doing it. And I think it's a complete story. I think they're right. It's a complete story. Also on this day in 2007, the Android mobile operating system was unveiled by Google. So, okay, there's a lot going on apparently on the 5th of November. One of the things that we got going on here is finding out what our weather is looking like. For that, we're going to turn it over to meteorologist Tim Root. Timmy, how are we looking out there today?
Wednesday weather forecast is calling for a low pressure area coming in from the west. That'll give us cloud showers, maybe a rumble of thunder today, the high near 60, and gusty southeast winds up to 35 miles per hour. Breezy to windy overnight with occasional rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, overnight temperature in the low 50s. Clearing skies for Thursday, highs in the low 60s or so. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 9 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:09 a.m. When we come back, well, a lot going on in the news. SCOTUS, Supreme Court's looking at these tariffs. Hey, what's the legality of them? Can the administration basically take control of these and just say, this is what we're going to do because it's an emergency? Or is that actually not the way that it works? Also, the guy, if you've not seen the film The Big Short, the guy Christian Bale played this guy in real life is the guy who shorted all the housing markets. If you've not seen the movie The Big Short, it is absolutely fascinating about the whole 2008 crisis, what went on there. One of the films made about that. Also, Margin Calls, another great film around that whole thing. Well, the guy from The Big Short, the guy in real life, IRL, as the kids would say, is shorting something else that we have all been talking about for quite a bit now. He's saying, nope, I think that's going to be a bubble. Is Pizza Hut still going to be a thing? And also, would you pay money to go on a tour where you're basically insulted the whole time? Your intelligence is constantly in question, and these tours are selling out, where basically the tour guide basically demeans the group the entire time, and people are loving it. We'll talk about that. Lots more coming up. Stay tuned. Back after this.
Hi, I'm Martha Barnett.
And I'm Grant Barrett.
We're hosts of A Way with Words, a weekly show about language.
We take your calls from anywhere in the country.
And from outside the country, too.
About anything and everything related to communication.
It's a show about speaking and writing and why we say the things we do.
It's also a show about history, family, and culture.
Satisfy your linguistic curiosity Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950, KAHI.
Are you ready to explore the unexplained, dive into the bizarre, and journey to the other side of midnight? I'm Frank Morano, your host for the most compelling late-night talk show in America. From conspiracy theories to cosmic mysteries, from politics to pop culture, we cover it all, and then some. Join me weeknights from 2 to 6 a.m. right here on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. Don't just stay up late. Stay curious.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you to listen to Chris in the morning, Monday through Fridays, starting at 6 a.m. My goodness, that's still early. Get all the local news, weather, traffic, and local events you can handle, plus a healthy dose of daily dad jokes. Chris in the morning, 6 to 9 a.m. here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the Voice of the Foothills. I never miss it, and neither should you. Now, where did I put that breakfast burrito?
I'm not sure, but it is 12 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:12 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Colfax. Currently 55 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 57 degrees. So that's about as warm as it's going to get today. Hey, you're taking a look at the news here, going through the headlines, and it looks like the guy who was in The Big Short. Now, Christian Bale played him in The Big Short. Basically, the guy who shorted all of the default loan swaps or whatever that was. It's a fascinating movie, by the way. If you've not seen it, highly recommend putting it on your list there. A lot of big names. Ryan Gosling basically plays the narrator of that, who tells you what's going on. Steve Carell plays one of the guys in there that kind of sees what's happening in the housing market and how this is a bubble and it's all going to crash. Well, the guy in real life who Christian Bale played in that movie, his name is Michael Burry, and he's the one that shorted mortgage-backed securities before the 2007 housing crash. He bet against it. Well, his hedge fund disclosed this week that it bought over $1 billion in put options, which profit from price declines. So basically, I don't claim to be able to wrap my head around all of these Wall Street things and finance things, but I think basically you bet against it is what he's saying. He's like, I'm going to basically, if I put in these put options, and somebody might understand this way better than I do, if the price goes down, then he makes money. And I think that's similar to what he did with the 2007 bubble there. But basically, what is he betting against? Well, he's betting against the whole AI bubble supposed bubble. You don't know if it's a bubble. Basically, he put options which profit from price declines on Palantir. That's the AI company we've been talking about, and NVIDIA, which is making the chips that are really running all of these AI data centers and AI technology. He put options against them last quarter, going contrarian on the stocks that soared more than 150% and nearly 48% respectively this year amid Wall Street's widespread AI optimism. Palantir's CEO, he didn't mince words. He basically called Burry, the guy who's putting these put options against him, market manipulation, and suggested that the investors should short companies that, quote, are not doing a noble task, unquote. Okay. Basically, he said the idea that chips and ontology is what you want to, if you want to short basically their companies, it's crazy. It's unclear if Burry's short positions were part of a larger complex trade, but they might reflect the outlook on the market. In a rare social media post last week, this is all from the Morning Brew, by the way, Burry made a cryptic reference to a hypothetical bubble, and this week he shared a Bloomberg graphic showing the circular nature of some of AI's investments there. AI investments. Burry wouldn't be the only bear in this market, as several other Wall Street executives said this week that they think stocks could be overvalued due for a reckoning in the coming quarters. Well, the market does correct itself, and he might just be saying, yep, I'm betting on a market correction here at some point. It's got to happen, is probably the guess is, and where you make money is when it's going to happen, as opposed to if it's going to happen. So lots going on here. Hey, speaking of business and all of those things, it's time for us to turn it over now, as we do, to the Fox Business Report.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
McDonald's shares are down more than 0.5%. Earnings and revenue for the recent quarter were disappointing, but overall sales increased. McDonald's has been offering discounted meals to attract customers on tight budgets. Toyota is raising expectations for the year, even though it's dealing with tariffs. Its profit rose 62% from a year ago in recent months. The U.S. imposed a 25% tariff on foreign-made cars in April, though after a trade agreement with Japan, it was lowered to 15%. Restaurant company Dine Brands is reporting a mixed quarter. Sales at Applebee's rose more than 3%, though IHOP sales declined. Health insurer Humana says it is dealing with higher medical costs. It is lowering its full-year forecast. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
Feel that chill in the air? Now's the perfect time to layer up. The outerwear shop is now open at Untuckit with sharp new jackets and vests made for this season and beyond. You'll find all the right layers to keep you warm and looking sharp, including cozy sweaters, sweatshirts, and more. But hurry, fall weather won't wait, and neither should you. So don't miss the outerwear shop, open now at untuckit.com in more than 80 stores worldwide. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn.
Anderson Sierra Pipe is a proud supporter of the Garden Goddesses on KAHI. For retail supply needs, visit Anderson's at 825 Nevada Street in Auburn. If you're looking for irrigation supplies or need guidance on how to be water wise, Anderson's can help with everything from fertilizing to weed control and drainage. Anderson's is the area's largest supplier of pellets and energy logs, and they're fully stocked for summer orders to save on future price increases. Call Anderson's at 530-885-8475. If you're looking for service, repair, or water testing, Anderson's Service Department is at 385 Chamberlain Avenue. Call the service team at 530-888-3756.
Here's Fred Penny with Penny and Associates.
When you or a family member have been injured in an accident, what should you look for in a personal injury lawyer? The first thing is an experienced personal injury law firm that is actually taking cases to trial. Hi, I'm Frederick Penny, managing partner and founder of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. For over 30 years, Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers has been successfully representing individuals and their families. At Penny & Associates, we're experienced trial lawyers, and we work with you to get the best results.
Go to pennyandassociates.com or call 800-616-4529.
18 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:18 a.m. Coming up in our next segment at the bottom of the hour, Sports Ball. We'll let you know when the Kings are playing again. I think they're playing again today, so we'll check and see what time that's going to be here on KAHI. Also, we'll have another update with our weather from meteorologist Tim Root. Coming up a little bit later on today in the 7 o'clock hour, Lisa from Feeding the Foothills is going to call in. Just tell us a little bit about what's going on, how they're handling with all of the SNAP benefits and CalFresh and everything that's going on there. Give us an update on how they're doing and how we can help, and of course we can all help and love our neighbor in one way or another. And Erin is going to be here from the Historic Colfax Downtown Society, or I think I got some of those word swaps. She'll let me know. She's going to be talking about the Colfax Bazaar. What the heck is going on there? Is it bizarre? I don't know. What is it bizarre? We'll talk about that. Lots more coming up. As always, you can send your dad jokes in at any time live at KAHI.com or call 530-885-3565. Off now to JT in the morning. I'll see you back here at the bottom of the hour.
It allows politicians to pick their voters.
First Thing Today by Joe Thomas on the Talk Media Network. I was just reminded by an old friend that the autopsy scene from the first Fletch movie might be worth bringing in here if we're insisting on calling today's program an autopsy of yesterday's election results. Well, I mean, news, everybody does news. How many people get you up on the slab in the lab and start, really trying to figure out where the fatal wound was there. And it isn't fatal. I shouldn't use that word. That's a trigger word we in the media are taught to make you go, what? But we need lawyers. We need lawyers, guns, and money is what we need to defend our rights right now. And unfortunately, Warren Zevon never played that song with Ted Nugent, but I will refer to it this morning. But I want to see, because I'm curious and nosy, a little both, to see if the election results of last night have had any impact on gold and silver. I know a lot of the American markets closed at night, but they go 24/7 at jcsgold.com. James Luck, 4 generations, whole bunches of elections. I should look this up. Who was governor of Virginia or New Jersey in 1961 when you guys opened the doors to the Jefferson Coin Shop? How are you doing this morning, James?
I'm doing well, Joe. And interesting, gold and silver dropped yesterday after we spoke in the morning, but pretty much right in line with the rest of the broader stock market and crypto market. Everything was down yesterday, gold and silver included. It then leveled off, and overnight here it is rebounded some. Still down overall, but gold is at $3,960. Currently up $28 so far, about 0.75% in the green. But as you can tell, yesterday morning we were at about $4,000, and so we're really actually down about $40 so far today compared to this time yesterday. So we'll see where it goes throughout the day today, but it doesn't seem to be election driven. It seems to be more broader market. It's the same story for silver. Silver's at $47.60. Up about 1% so far overnight, but still down from where it was this time yesterday morning. So you can always check out jcsgold.com to see our live prices there and our charting section, like you were saying, to see where gold and silver were yesterday, the day before, a year ago, 5 years ago, and that's really cool to see where we are here on this upward trajectory.
Well, and this is why I point to them and say this is why you want to call a family business, because I might not have the money to invest in gold right now, so just going online and buying it would be a mistake for me. But if you do and you want to find out the best way to do it, call them. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 434-979-COIN, or just visit them online, shoot them an email there at jcsgold.com. You have a great morning, James. Thank you, sir. Oh, by the way, my first guest was Tim Kaine's father-in-law. But he didn't come along until 1970, Linwood Holton. So the governor, when you guys opened in Virginia, was Governor James Lindsay Almond. You have to, I know. There's your trivia question for you today. He was governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia from 1958 to 1962. But Linwood Holton came a few governors later there. They just, apropos of nothing, I saw a story out of Lynchburg. I think it was Lynchburg or Southside somewhere. A family just found a trunk, like a steamer trunk, that belonged to Linwood Holton when he served in the military, forget which branch, but they said Senator Kaine and his wife were excited to receive the gift of history. So, oh, and by the way, Linwood Holton, Tim Kaine will tell you to no end that Linwood Holton was a Republican. So that's his bipartisan bona fides there. Anyway, James, you have a great morning, sir.
Thanks, Joe. You too.
So back to our clowns and gowns discussion. And I know I'm not scoring any points, but a couple of emails. This one, dear friend here in Central Virginia, Joe, the title of the email is Standing. Says, Joe, I believe you were just in court. You were being sued by a radio station that you used to be associated with for offering to partner with your new radio station with them, and they didn't want to do that, and you did it anyway. So they sued you. That's their right. They have standing. They went into court, and if I believe, the procedure must have started with, does the plaintiff have standing? This is why we have standing. Otherwise, you would have people just lining up to sue people like you constantly just to shut you up. Judges have to be able to determine whether or not somebody has standing before they allow the case to go, lest people would be targeted by their opponents, by their rivals, and drained of their capital simply defending constant, unending lawsuits. This is why we have standing. Okay, and mea culpa on just being aghast at this particular application of standing. Terry, I appreciate the email, but and please continue to send them in there, because it's really, how it's applied, and some of the judicial rulings, you really need to know what was the basis of it. And not all the judges out there, as a matter of fact, most of the judges out there don't see fit to share that information with the public, especially when it's a public-facing suit like this. Just as I believe it was Dr. Clark yesterday asked the question, why would the two Republican-appointed judges that they had come to first, were first up and second up in the rotation, recuse themselves? I mean, they might have at one point been a clerk of the court. That's usually one of the reasons. They're a member of the Virginia Clerks Association or something like that, or a family member is an elected clerk of a county court. Or they have a family member that's in the Virginia General Assembly. That's common as well. And so the recusals that lead to the Democrat judge on the panel getting the case was curious, though the lawyers, when they spoke to me, said he seemed zealous about looking into the case. So what really surprised me is from Friday evening, when the judge was still reviewing the case and the lawyers said, the guy's really seeming like he's into it. What happened between them and Monday when he just determined arbitrarily, you know what, you don't have standing? Because the rationale, how somebody who was personally, and I would agree, if the former radio station I worked for was told by the judge, you don't have standing, I would have had a problem with that, because I certainly didn't think I deserved to be sued, but they had the right to sue me. If one of the other radio stations in town sued me, that would be a different story. Yes, they wouldn't have standing. So the real puzzlement is how you could say three people who are going to be punished by one law trying to enjoin them to break another don't have standing.
Did you know that healthy arteries make a gas? Yes, actually 3 known gases. Hi, I'm Dr. Mitch, and nitric oxide is a gas that's readily made all day long to keep our arteries open by relaxing the blood vessel walls. By doing this, our circulation is increased, bringing blood, oxygen, and nutrients to every part of your body. Both age and poor diet can lead to a loss of this precious gas, and in turn, blood pressure can go up, energy can go down, and you can get tingling in your hands and feet. Well, our product, Ultimate Nitric Oxide, can easily help fix this lack of nitric oxide. Go to TotalWellness.com. That's TotalWellness.com, where we are helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you, your family, and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580. 800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
And good Wednesday morning. It is November 5th, and it is 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:30 a.m. And good morning to you, Nevada City. Currently 52 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 57 degrees.
Oh, Bulldog, have you met my brother Niles? Niles, this is Bulldog Briscoe. Oh, just the man I want to talk to. As a sports expert, I'm sure you can tell me why none of the local media carry the Ivy League squash standings.
All right, well, I don't know that we have those, but we'll talk about the NBA score standings. We had the Warriors versus the Suns yesterday. Warriors on top there, 118-107. Well, depending if you're a Warriors fan or a Kings fan, we'll see who comes out on top tonight. The Warriors are playing the Kings tonight. Kings are playing at home, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. So everybody get your Kings fan, get the cowbells going there. We'll see if they can pull out the W tonight against the Warriors. Again, that's going to be at 7 o'clock tonight. You can hear all of the action here on KAHI. Again, 7 o'clock tonight. Other scores around the NBA yesterday. Thunder, bring the Thunder. Win over the Clippers, 126-107. Pelicans over the Hornets, 116-112. Bulls over the 76ers, just barely 113-111. And Raptors over the Bucks, Raptors win that one, 128-100. Hey, Ray, thanks for sending in the email, by the way, keeping me up to date here on what's going on with the Hillmen. The Hillmen made the playoffs, and they're seated 5th in the San Joaquin Division 4. They're going to travel to Manteca to play number 4 East Union High Lancers on Friday, November 14th. So the Hillmen are back in action on Friday, November 14th at 7 p.m. Speaking of football here, we're going locally to the Auburn Journal here. Mighty Forest Hill defense finally withers at Sonora. For 3 quarters, the 10th-seeded Forest Hills defense stood tall against number 7 Sonora and gave the Wildfires a chance to pull an upset on the road. This is flag football, by the way. But host Wildcats broke the game wide open with 21 points in the 4th quarter to pull away for a 34-6 victory on Wednesday night in the first round of the San Joaquin Section Division 4 playoffs. Despite the loss, Forest Hill coach Pat Marquez was proud of how his defense battled to keep the Wildfires in the game. So, all right, Lady Wildfires, got the L there, but that's okay. Bounce back. We'll keep on going. Good luck in your next game. We'll be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Dahlia, and I'm thrilled to announce that I've joined the KAHI radio team. Each weekday morning from 9 to noon, I'm live on KAHI. We tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies impacting your health. The Dr. Dahlia Show is also a live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions on the air. Join me, Dr. Dahlia, Monday through Friday from 9 to noon here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
Wednesday weather forecast is calling for a low pressure area coming in from the west. That'll give us cloud showers, maybe a rumble of thunder today, the high near 60, and gusty southeast winds up to 35 miles per hour. Breezy to windy overnight with occasional rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, overnight temperature in the low 50s. Clearing skies for Thursday, highs in the low 60s or so. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 33 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:33 a.m. And yeah, Tim, looking outside, it looks like some raindrops are just starting to fall on the ground outside. So if you're getting ready to head outside, well, grab yourself a jacket, a raincoat, grab an umbrella, if you will. It's going to be a little bit damp out there today, but hey, no complaints here. We can definitely use the wet weather. Hey, coming up in our next segment here, we're going to have your KAHI News, more events for the calendar, also your California Ag Report. Next hour, we're having Lisa from Feeding the Foothills call in. She's going to keep us up to date on what's going on there, especially with all the SNAP benefits, CalFresh, all of that with the government shutdown now hitting its record, being the longest shutdown ever. We're going to check in with Lisa, see how things are going there, see how we can help as well. Off now to JT in the morning. See you back here in just a little bit.
Hold this. Listen, I'm not really prepared for this. I haven't sterilized my hands.
You're not going to make this guy any sicker.
As we continue the autopsy of last night's election results here in the lab on your slab, we appreciate you joining us. And yes, I understand. Many of you are not waking up this morning in a good mood. I am trying to fix that because we live in the greatest place in the world. And if you truly believe, and this may be one of them, their tests where they're testing how much you believe. You really believe that your rights come from God. We were talking about this redistricting case. This is one of the folks we were talking to. This was State Representative Tom Garrett, former congressman, on what could come of this redistricting.
If they succeed in doing this, it is conceivable that we'll have 10 Democrats and 1 Republican, because the pundits think that the only part of the state that you can't draw blue is the southwesternmost corner. And what you would have is large chunks of rural real estate radiating inward towards population centers to the north, center, and east.
That's what I call Bob Ross redistricting. We'll take our Prussian blue and we'll put it on our 2-inch knife, and we'll put, I don't know why Bob Ross all of a sudden sounds like Ronald Reagan, but I was trying. Give a guy credit for trying. You put your Prussian blue on your 2-inch knife and you put it right over Richmond, Virginia, and you pull to the west. And that's what the district map looks like. If you go to my social media page, Seville Joe Thomas, you will see it. And I don't know, and nobody has been successful at telling me what the judge's premise was, that these clerks didn't have standing when they were the ones who were going to be forced to break constitutional law by this new enjoinment. But we will endeavor to find that out. Bob in Moscow called a little while ago, had a great point about the SNAP story. President is saying, no, we're complying with the judge's order on SNAP. And 3 states out of 50 have come up with supplemental plans for the Supplemental Nutrition Aid Program, and that's Virginia, Best Virginia, which is its new nickname again. Are we going to start the Vexit program again? Years ago in Virginia, pre-COVID, there was a Vexit campaign where all the counties along the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia applied to secede from Virginia and join what they were then referring to as Best Virginia there. So let me get to Dr. Clark is hanging on with us in Alabama, where they didn't have to do an autopsy on their election results. So this morning, Doc, how are you doing this morning?
Joe, I'm looking at a full moon going down, the makings of a gorgeous sunrise, light mist, just a kind of a peach-colored sky to the east. It's a great day in the morning.
Yep.
So, not so good yesterday there, though. Hey, remind me, let's get to Vexit in a minute, because I got an idea there.
Okay.
Now, Joe, if you showed up in Tribe, you did a lot more than most. Because first off, you got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to try. And I swear, Joe, if we won't play to win, sooner or later, we're going to have to fight to survive. Donald Trump cannot revitalize the brand by himself, especially if the brand won't embrace him.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people who have, a lot of people invested in the old brand are still around saying, it was a lot more fun when we were just the outsiders,
Well, there's a lot more money in being outsiders because you got to do a lot less work. You don't have to deliver near as much.
Yeah, that's true.
So, it's a brand problem. People not showing up is a brand problem.
Okay.
Charlie Brown's reluctant to kick the football because Lucy pulls it away. And the Republicans have pulled the football away and pulled the football away. And it's getting harder and harder to talk Charlie Brown into running trying to kick it. Now,
To your question, though, and I want to give some statistics because people challenge me all the time on this. So in 2021, when Winsome Sears won the lieutenant governor's race in Virginia, she received, and I'm quoting here from Politico, 1,658,767 votes. If she had received that same number, she still would have lost to Abigail Spanberger, who managed to find almost 2 million votes out of Virginia's electorate to win 57%. But Winsome Sears only had 1.442 million votes. So just in and of that, where did those 200,000 votes go? And where did the 300,000 new Democrats come from Terry McAuliffe's total of 1.6 million in 2021?
Well, we know they can find some D's when they need them. Now,
guess so.
Did Abigail Spanberger win because people wanted Abigail Spanberger to be their governor, or did Abigail Spanberger win because she was the Democrat candidate?
The latter. Especially if Jay Jones is now the attorney general, even though he says, I will target my opponents and go after them with whatever I can do, whether it's physical violence or not. He now has the apparatus for 4 years to target his opponents in the same way he talked about targeting. And maybe this is what 1.8 million Virginians want. They want somebody to go out and target the people they don't like. This may be that let your rage fuel you moment, and our neighbors are ready to pick up pitchforks and torches and chase us up into Castle Frankenstein.
So people that identify as Democrats will go vote for the brand, period. The Republicans do not enjoy that. And the reason is, well, let's put it this way, Joe. Democrats never disappoint me. They promise to go as far left as they can, and they always do.
Yeah.
The Republicans, on the other hand, tell me that they will retard that leftward progression, and they don't.
Man's not wrong. Until Donald Trump came along, and I will say this.
And Donald cannot do it by himself. He just can't, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing about Donald Trump not on the ticket, well, hell, put him on the ticket from now on. I'll vote best president ever, okay? Just put him on the ticket, and I'll show up and vote for that. I'm going to show up and vote anyway, but, hey, make that a new thing. And you can just pick whoever you thought was the best president ever. If Trump's on there, if that'll get people to show up to vote, I'm for it. Now, Vexit. If we won't play to win, we will have to fight to survive, Joe. You can flip Virginia to a red state with a pen and a phone. Real simple. You take every single federal agency and you redistribute them throughout the country, put them in blue states. You put EPA in California, you put the IRS in Illinois, you break it up. And I think Virginia's a red state. There's 2 red senators and however many red House of Representatives. I think there's a good chance you might flip Maryland, Joe. I'd have to look at it.
You might be able to fix it. There was a campaign very similar to Vexit. It was called Make D.C. Square Again. You remember the call to give D.C. statehood?
Yes.
So the Virginia Republicans said, sure, we'll go along with that. Take Arlington, Virginia with you. Because if you look at the map, Arlington, Virginia, and what is Washington, D.C. make a square on the map. And if you took that, you could take the, 79, almost 80,000 votes off of Abigail Spanberger's.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, please go to totalwellness.com. Supplements made for physicians, only now available to you too. totalwellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
Increase fuel economy up to 7.9% with Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme. The solution to maximize your engine's performance and fuel economy. Whether you're driving a sports car or a daily commuter, Gasoline Extreme is specially formulated with PEA to deep clean. Don't settle for an average driving experience. Upgrade to Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme and go further on each tank. Order now on Amazon or HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
And good Wednesday morning to you. It is November 5th, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 6:45 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Forest Hill. Currently 54 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 59 degrees. All right, let's talk about another event for the calendar. Yep, it's the Apple Hill Half Marathon and 5K. Is that something that you want to do? You want to walk around, you want to jog, you want to run, you want to do whatever you want to do and get out there and stretch your legs and have a good time? Well, this is for you. It's the Apple Hill Half Marathon and 5K. That's coming up on November 16th. Hey, listen, what better way to reward yourself after a race than to treat yourself to seasonal goodies from the farms of Apple Hill? The popular Apple Hill Half Marathon and 5K is back on Sunday, November 16th. This year's event features courses along the country roads in the heart of Apple Hill, and if you have not been or haven't been for a while, my gosh, they are gorgeous. Even if you don't want to do the 5K run or do the marathon, if you haven't found a way to make your way up there yet, if you can, make your way up there because it is absolutely fantastic up there this year and pretty much every year. You're going to be treated to beautiful views, challenging hills, and of course, the famous sweet treats there. If you sign up, you're going to get swag that's going to come along with scenic half marathon and 5K courses, long sleeve tech shirt, wine-themed finisher medals, wine glasses for half marathon finishers, wine and beer tasting add-ons, and apple ciders and donuts. Oh, you got to get the apple cider. My wife, I was out shopping the other day. She's like, see if you can find some cider. If it's from Apple Hill, if you can find it, track it down. It is the best. I got close. I didn't get exactly that, but I got close. Anyway, you can reserve your spot for the fun tradition at Apple Hill Half. That's Apple Hill, HALF.com. Again, it's the Apple Hill Half Marathon and 5K happening on November 16th, and that's going to be from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So it's a little bit early, but you're going to catch the morning. You're going to get a great start on the day. And of course, that apple cider and donuts at the end there. Come on, let's go. You've earned it. Sign up and find out more at applehillhalf.com. We'll be back with your KAHI News right after this.
I'm Frederick Penny, host of Radio Law Talk, the most exciting, entertaining, and sometimes informative radio show on earth. Listen to us live on KAHI, the voice of the foothills, every Saturday morning, 9 to noon, here on FM 104.5 and AM 950. You can also find us on KAHI.com and the KAHI app. Remember, that's Radio Law Talk, live 9 to noon every Saturday, right here on KAHI, AM and FM, the voice of the foothills.
And here's your KAHI News for Wednesday, November 5th. I'm Chris Quant. Placer Sheriff warns against malvertising scams. This is from the Auburn Journal. The Placer County Sheriff's Office issued a reminder on Sunday for the community to be aware of malvertising. Malvertising, or malicious advertising, is a cybercrime tactic where deceptive ads are placed online to install malware on your device, trick you into providing sensitive information, or demand payment for fake tech support or software. The Sheriff's Office shared tactics that include scam tech support ads, pop-ups warning that your device is, quote, infected, unquote, and urging you to call for help. Scammers take remote control and demand payment. The Sheriff's Office recommends you do not call or pay. Fake software installers, malicious ads mimicking trusted websites. You believe you're downloading legitimate software but are instead installing malware. It is recommended you only download software from official sources. And drive-by downloads. Just loading a page with a malicious ad can silently infect your device with no clicking required. The Sheriff's Office advises to keep your browser and operating system updated. If you've been targeted, immediately contact your local law enforcement agencies. Unincorporated Placer County residents can contact the sheriff's office at 530-886-5375. Power failure led to fatal medical helicopter crash on Highway 50, NTSB report says. This is from Fox 40 News. In the report, NTSB shared that the helicopter was operated as a Title 14 code of the Federal Regulations Part 135 air medical flight. The helicopter had just departed from UC Davis Medical Center Tower in Sacramento with a planned destination of McClellan Airfield. NTSB officials said shortly after taking off, the paramedic Margaret Davis reported that she noticed the power had gone out and the helicopter was auto-rotating towards Highway 50. She made a mayday call on the company's flight guard frequency. After the crash happened, the helicopter came to rest on its left side in the eastbound lanes of Highway 50, about 1,600 feet north from where it had departed. NTSB officials said a main rotor blade strike impression was observed on the residential side of the fence that enclosed the highway. A review of the ADS-B data showed that the helicopter took off and climbed to a maximum altitude of about 500 feet above mean sea level, officials said. Shortly after, the helicopter was descending for about the final 11 seconds of the flight. Post-accident examination showed that the helicopter fuselage and main rotor blades sustained substantial damage. NTSB said the helicopter was recovered and retained for further examination. At this time, it is unknown what caused the power to go out in the helicopter. Back with more news after this.
Tens of millions of tickets.
Tens of millions of tickets.
Tens of millions of tickets.
Thank you, VetTix. Thank you.
Thank you, First Tix.
Thank you, VetTix and First Tix.
Thanks to your support, the nonprofits VetTix and First Tix have given away tens of millions of tickets and counting to vets currently serving military, the immediate family of troops killed in action, and our brave, current, and former first responders. These tickets are a meaningful way to say thank you to America's heroes and help them re-engage with American life by giving them free, fun experiences and new happy memories that'll last a lifetime. And now, we want you to be part of the mission. Got extra tickets to concerts, games, or special events? Or want to see if you qualify? We want you to go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today. Give something to those who gave.
Tune in to the KAHI Corral every Saturday at 7 a.m. here on the Voice of the Foothills.
Fun fact. Yeah. Every centimeter of toe growth past what it should be, it's 110 pounds on the navicular bone of extra weight.
God, it makes my legs ache right now.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's scary. Because the navicular, you're done.
Yeah, the navicular bone is very important.
Yeah, you're not riding or doing much else.
Listen in to Connie and the Gang, and you'll never know what you're gonna find. Everything from pets in the studio, oh yeah, that's a real thing, to the advice you've come to count on. So join Connie and a cast of thousands on the KAHI Corral Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. here on 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com. Continuing now with your KAHI News from the Morning Brew, Mamdani will be New York City's next mayor after a big night for Democrats. The Associated Press called the race for Zohran Mamdani, a self-described Democratic socialist, at 9:34 p.m. Eastern Time. The 34-year-old received 50.4% of the votes with 91% of ballots counted, beating former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who ran as an independent, who received 41.6% of the vote, and Republican Curtis Sliwa, who received 7.1%. When sworn in on January 1st, Mamdani will become the city's first Muslim mayor. He'll also be the first person of South Asian descent to lead the city. Democrats won other major contests around the country, including the governorships of Virginia and New Jersey. In California, the Proposition 50 redistricting measure put forward in response to Texas's mid-cycle redistricting passed handily. In remarks after its passage, California Governor Gavin Newsom reflected on Democrats' success, saying, quote, "Tonight, after poking the bear, this bear has roared," unquote. And from the Morning Brew, here's what else is brewing. A UPS cargo plane crashed shortly after takeoff from Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport in Kentucky and hit nearby businesses. At least 7 people have died, including the plane's 3 crew members, and numerous people at the businesses remained unaccounted for overnight. The White House confirmed that it is, quote, fully complying, unquote, with a court order to partially fund SNAP payments during the government shutdown after President Trump threatened to withhold the funding yesterday. Apple is preparing to offer a low-cost laptop for, quote, well under $1,000, unquote, for the first time, Bloomberg reported. Stellantis recalled 320,000 hybrid Jeep vehicles after discovering a battery issue that can cause fires. And Jonathan Bailey, who starred in Wicked and Jurassic World Rebirth, was named People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for 2025. And finally, also from the Morning Brew, today's word of the day is quelling, meaning stamping out or putting an end to something. Quelling. And that's your KAHI News for this Wednesday, November 5th. I'm Chris Quant. On now to the California Ag Report.
It's time for California Ag Today on the Ag Information Network. I am Haley Ship. Ever wish choosing a cover crop was a little easier? Well, farmers across the West now have some help. A new online decision support tool is taking the guesswork out of selecting cover crop species, and it's tailored specifically to Western growers and their unique conditions. Sarah Light, a University of California Cooperative Extension Agronomy Advisor, put it simply. This tool is the first of its kind, publicly available, free to use, and validated by experts in the Western region about Western cropping systems. Here's how it works. Farmers enter their goals like improving soil health or reducing erosion. The tool then pulls in soil and climate data for their location and recommends species that fit best. It's like having a panel of experts right at your fingertips. Quite the collaboration. The project brought together a broad group of partners. It included the Western Cover Crops Council, Precision Sustainable Agriculture, and the USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service. Farmers, researchers, and technical experts all had a hand in shaping the final product. If you're curious and want to take a look at that new tool, we've got a link to it on our website. That is aginfo.net.
Increasing your almond yield can seem like a tough nut to crack, but it doesn't have to be. Protect your crop with Maravon fungicide at Bloom for added resiliency against frost, long-lasting broad-spectrum disease control, and proven yield results. See? That wasn't tough at all. Maravon fungicide, #1 at Bloom for all the right reasons. Always read and follow label directions.
Today we're talking with aphids and whiteflies about Safina insecticide from BASF.
We just got nailed with it.
So tell us, how you feeling?
Really, really weird.
And you still want to devour this field?
No way,
bro. There you have it, folks. Safina insecticide is specifically engineered to disorient aphids and whiteflies, so they can't eat. And when they can't eat, they can't destroy.
Help protect your alfalfa from aphids with Safina insecticide. Always read and follow label directions.
This is California Ag Today on the Ag Information Network. I am Haley Ship. For more ag news, check us out online at aginfo.net.
Hi, this is Mike Nichols. What are you doing Sunday?
What are you doing Sunday, baby?
Join me for the KAHI Swap Shop this Sunday morning at 8. If you have something to sell or if you're looking for something, maybe you're having a yard sale, or perhaps you have a freebie you want to give away, you can give me a call and we can chat about it live on the air.
Whoa, what do you say now? If it's a nice day now, what are you doing Sunday, baby?
It was 77 years ago. My great-great-grandpa opened Naturewood Home Furnishings in Sacramento. Always family owned and operated, we have had the privilege of providing thousands with home furnishings that'll last for generations. We know furniture is a major investment for your family. That is why it's important to purchase from a company you could trust will always be there. Come meet our Naturewood family during our 77th anniversary and enjoy the experience that has been making difference in homes for decades. And don't forget, tell them Brooklyn Nova and Orion sent you.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer.
That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Catch Sinatra and Friends, Saturdays and Sundays, right here on 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI. Join Frank and his friends, Sammy, Dean, Tony Bennett, and more, performing songs from the Great American Songbook. Sinatra and Friends Weekends, brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings on Folsom Boulevard in Rancho Cordova. Right here on the Voice of the Foothills, 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com.
FM 104.5, K283CM, Auburn, and AM 950, KAHI, Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light. On K-High, your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two, with a dad joke fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee, don't hit snooze.
Oh yeah, here we go.
In the morning with your
We've already had some coffee. We are caffeinated and ready to go. And good Wednesday morning to you. It is November 5th, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 7 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills. Chris Quant with you here, holding it down in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, and very, very spacious Studio A, KAHI Studios, peering through the Venetian blinds. Well, gang, it's raining outside right now, and we welcome the rain here. We love it. Let's keep everything nice and damp, and we'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root here in just a little bit to see what our official weather forecast is looking like. But if you look outside, at least if you're in the Auburn area right now, it's raining. So if you're going to head outside, give yourself a little bit of extra time to get where you're going. Grab an umbrella or at least a raincoat or something like that as you're heading outside. Producer Shane is here. Shane, good morning. How are you?
Doing well, Chris.
Now I want to get to Halloween. We haven't had a chance to catch up on that just yet, so I want to find out about that. But before we get to that, we got to do this, Shane. You know we do this at the top of every hour here. We got to give them their due. If today is your birthday, happy stinking birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If you were born today, you share a birthday with Roy Rogers. Yeah, that Roy Rogers, American singer, guitarist, actor, born on this day in 1911. Vivian Lee, actress, Indian British actress. I thought Vivian Lee, wasn't she I Love Lucy? Wasn't that Vivian Lee? Anyway, born on this day in 1913. Let's see. Other birthdays include Art Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. American singer, songwriter, guitarist, part of Simon and Garfunkel there. 1941. Sam Shepard. I loved him in The Right Stuff. You remember The Right Stuff? You ever always seen the movie The Right Stuff?
When I was a kid.
Oh, it's a good one.
I've been wanting to watch it again.
Oh, watch it again.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. 1943, Sam Shepard's birthday. Let's see. Other birthdays include Kris Jenner, American talent manager and businesswoman, and part of the Kardashians, I believe. They're 1955. Bryan Adams, voice of the 90s, Canadian singer, songwriter, guitarist, producer, actor, 1959. And Tatum O'Neal, American actress and author, 1963. So happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you if today is your birthday. I hope you have a fantastic day on this remember the 5th of November. Shane, you have any idea what that refers to? Remember the 5th of November?
Oh, I know there's a movie reference.
Well,
but it's before that actually as well. It's just kind of.
Well, this one, goes back to the 1600s. It's the Guy Fawkes. Basically,
Guy Fawkes
the
Day.
plot to blow up the House of Lords. They stored 36 barrels of gunpowder underneath the House of Lords, and basically there was 13 plotters that aimed to assassinate King James I and replace him with his daughter, Princess Elizabeth. Can you imagine that? The plot is to kill your dad, and then you get to now be in power. which I mean, unless must have been a horrible guy.
Mhm.
But anyway, Guy Fawkes is the one that basically infamously took the name for this day. It didn't happen. Basically, they think that one of the plotters basically got a little skittish and warned his buddy who was in Parliament or the House of Lords, maybe don't go in tomorrow. Maybe just call in
Yeah,
sick
really.
or something like that, because it's probably going to be real bad for your health if you go in. Anyway, the plot gets uncovered. They torture this guy, Guy Fawkes. He basically went under another name, John Johnson. Even back then in the 1600s, he initially gave a false name, John Johnson, and it took days of torture for him to reveal his true identity. It's called the gunpowder plot. Again, 36 barrels of gunpowder. That's some good explosive powder. Power. That ain't no shake there. He was chosen. Guy Fawkes was chosen for his expertise with explosives, and he gained while fighting the fighting in the Spanish army, where he adopted the name Guido. So apparently, mafia names even back then. This is really interesting. So basically, I didn't really know about this until there's a place that we absolutely love to go. I'm kind of reluctant to mention it because I want to keep it like a little secret, but tons of people know about it. If you ever have a chance to take your wife out there, if you guys kind of like the country English like village type thing, there's a place called the Pelican Inn. If you go out towards San Francisco, go on Highway 1 towards Muir Beach. It's right by Muir
I've
Beach
seen
right
it.
there.
Passed
Yeah, it's his old country style inn. Basically, a guy back in the 60s, he came over from England. He worked in San Francisco. He was in advertising, I think, or copyright. And he said, well, I miss it. Did pretty well for himself and built a country style English inn where it's only got a few rooms. It's got a restaurant, lovely restaurant that you can eat in there. You don't have to stay overnight there. Also a cool little like pub area where you can sit and you can throw darts. And just off the pub, Shane, if you are an overnight guest, it's called the Snug, which it's one of my happy places. If I could spend a day in a place like this room, I would spend in. It's got couches and chairs and a nice little quaint fireplace, and you just go in there and you sit down and you read or you play a board game. They stock it with wood and newspaper, so you can start a fire in the fireplace there, and just it really is like if you pictured like these scenes on YouTube where if you have the music playing, it's like this idyllic scene with music playing in the background. Like this is it. Like this is one of those places. Definitely a happy place. But my wife's birthday being this time of year, right around the 5th, I tried to book some time for us a few years back to go there, and they're like, well, here's the deal. That's Guy Fawkes Day that you're trying to do, and that's kind of a big deal around here. And maybe you want to book on the other side of the November 5th because it's going to be pretty busy. And I guess they take part of the reason that it sounds weird saying celebrate, but what they do, they're known as guys, is they burn effigies of this guy. And so basically there they'll go to Muir Beach and they'll burn effigies of Guy Fawkes. So apparently the folks there keeping in tradition of Guy Fawkes over at the Pelican Inn there just outside San Francisco do the same thing. And they're going to be celebrating it today, probably in the rain. So probably not much. Well, I hope they can get the effigies burned, I guess, if that's their thing today. On this 5th of November, other notable things that happened on this day. Well, in fake history, on this day, did you know, in 1955, Doc Brown fell and bumped his head, which gave him the idea for the flux capacitor. So
Nice.
We have that happening. Also, the Nat King Cole Show premiered in 1956 on NBC. And let's see, there was one more thing here. Basketball, also MLB player and TV star Chuck Connors became the first NBA player to shatter a backboard at the Boston Garden in 1946. So that's Converse. I think this guy started wearing them, or he made him something. I think he's related to Converse there. So, Are you an Android guy? Do you do both?
I do both.
Yeah, because you have for a work phone and a personal phone. But on this day in 2007, Android mobile operating system was unveiled by Google. So there you go. Android was born on this day in 2007. All that being said, lots going on. Let's step back in history, our own little history here for a little bit. Go back to Halloween. It was on Friday. Now, your daughter wasn't feeling good. I am so curious how her costume, did she make it out? Did the costume work? What happened?
So she was feeling a bit better the next day, of course.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you can't lose.
Kids, they bounce back.
Well, and she spent 3 months working on this costume. She better not get sick on the day of, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So she went to school, regular attire, came home, put her costume on, and we went downtown to the downtown safe trick or treats.
Yes. How was that?
Stores. It was nice.
Yeah.
We live close enough to where we walked down from our house down to the stores.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so made it down Lincoln Way, down basically here to the theater, and then back out the other side.
Was there a pretty good haul, pretty good stash of candy coming all the way down the street there?
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One place we were hoping they did cookies last year. They didn't have cookies, at least when we were there this year. So a little bummed about that one.
Maybe they ran out early. Maybe everybody knew about
been.
the cookies and
That could have been.
yeah, kind of snagged them all.
We were going through at about 4 o'clock. So officially it's 3 to 5.
Yeah.
And so at 4 o'clock and 4:30, some places were like, take handfuls, all of you.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Parents included.
We got to get rid of this candy. Yeah.
So I don't know if stores brought extra candy or more than prior year's candy.
Yeah.
Or if it just was a little thinner crowd. It did feel like at 4 o'clock it was a thinner crowd than I'm used to, but also it's 4 o'clock. A lot of times I went at 3, so it could just be a different time.
Sure, just in time, and maybe if folks went out there a little bit earlier.
But I didn't feel like many stores ran out of candy prematurely, unlike other years.
Well,
so
I wonder
nice.
if other years, they did. So they kind of learned a lesson or stocked up this year. And
Yeah.
I saw some online stories from some of the stores there around town that were like, we're ready to go. Here's our candy. Like, get ready to go. We're all stocked up.
I forget which store it was. There was one that was doing full-size candies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a full-size Snickers or 2 full-size peanut butter cups, Reese's cups. And
come on, let's go.
I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's for the kids. So I'm not taking any.
I know.
I
That's
try to eat ketos, which they should not eat candy anyway.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point. And but when you got the full size and chocolate is involved, like that's chef's kiss.
Yeah.
That's prime eating right there. So it went over well. So the kids all did trick or treating. Everybody lasted. Did we have any major meltdowns, or did we all make it okay? And did all that.
Yeah, and it was fun because her character basically is like a big pinata. It's kind of a light.
Yeah, which is what I thought it was.
It's from a video game called the character's name is Yaya.
Okay.
From Dandy's World and Roblox.
Okay.
So it's a video game and a video game.
Yeah.
And so it's fun.
Man, that's very meta.
It is
like a video game inside of an actual video game.
Well, I mean, Roblox is everybody considers it as one big game, but it's not.
System.
It's a system of games.
Yeah,
So
Dandy's
World's a game
world.
within it.
Yeah.
Within that system.
Yeah.
Yep. Some people recognized her walking down the street. Hey,
nice.
Yada.
Okay.
Like, okay, cool.
Nice. Okay. Well, that had to feel good for her. Then,
it
too.
did.
Yeah.
And then, and then later in the evening, we met up with one of her friends from school, and went around Skyridge neighborhood as well.
Okay.
And so that was fun too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They girls walked for long ways.
I mean, and Friday was just, one, it's a Friday night. So the school, no school the next day. So the kids are out there. 2, the weather was absolutely fantastic. Like it just couldn't have been better for heading out on Friday night. Oh my gosh. I saw so many kids out there. We decided because, one kid is in Japan and our other is 15 years old now, and he's never really been into it anyway. We've tried to do a little kid, over the years, but our kids aren't really into costumes. Like they dressed up a couple of times and they did that when they were real little, but as they got older, they really weren't a part of it or really weren't into it. So we went to El Tapateo and we took him out. He was originally, here's the thing. Here's what it was. He was going to go out with his cousins. His cousins were going out. They were going to go out trick-or-treating. He was going to do all that. So we're like, all right, we're going to drop you off at your cousin's house. Go out with them. Have a lot of fun. That's awesome. We'll take the guide dog and all of that. And then we told our plans of like, hey, Mom and I are going to go to El Tap. Not a sponsor of the show, but if you want to be, I will not say no at all. And as soon as he heard that we were going out for Mexican food, he's like, nope, changing the plans. Those guys can do what they want. I'm coming for some Mexican food. So yeah, so we were there. Turns out on Halloween you can get a pretty good table.
Nice.
There was busy. It was still plenty busy, but we got right in. On a Friday night, and that was it was really good. So we, instead of demolishing candy, we're demolishing their chips and salsa and bean dip that they bring out the bean dip, Shane. Oh, it's so good. Like again, not a sponsor of the show, but if they want to be, I won't say no. But if you haven't been to El Tap there on Highway 49, if you're in Auburn, live around Auburn, passing through Auburn, highly recommend. It is some really, really good food there. Change my mind. No, actually don't change my mind because I'm here for it. So, that's good. Well, Halloween went good.
Yeah.
The kids got there. They went out and did all of the things. I know, talking to my brother-in-law, who they live in a neighborhood here in Auburn. He's like, "Oh my gosh, there were so many kids." It was like my nephew. He dressed up as a stockbroker. So they basically ordered a suit and tie off of Amazon, and what they did, his Halloween basket was a briefcase.
Oh, nice.
So he opened up. They got a bigger bag later on because it was a small briefcase. You could only fit so much in the briefcase. But they, out of cardboard, they made the 1980s Motorola brick phone.
Oh, nice.
So he walks up. So my brother-in-law filmed it, a practice run where he walked up to the door of their house, and they opened the door, and he's like, "Cocoa futures are up, gummy futures are down, sell, was his like opening pitch or something. Like it was adorable. Of course, he's my nephew, so I'm a little bit biased, but I was like, way to go, guys. Like out of the cardboard Motorola brick cell phone from back in the day, they got it. And I said, "Oh, and what'd you think of that phone?" He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of weird." I'm like, "That's how big the phones actually used to be." And he's like, "I know, that's what my dad said." It's like, yeah, it was interesting to see a perspective of a Gen Alpha now holding a 1980s brick phone there. So anyway, well, glad to hear all of that went really well. Hopefully it went well where you are. And thank goodness it wasn't the weather that it is now. And God bless the person who's out there trying to run right now, Shane, out in this rain and wind and everything that's out there now. Well, thank goodness it wasn't like this on Friday, but we'll take the wet weather now. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Tim Root. Timmy, how are we looking out there today?
Wednesday weather forecast is calling for a low pressure area coming in from the west. That'll give us cloud showers, maybe a rumble of thunder today, the high near 60, and gusty southeast winds up to 35 miles per hour. Breezy to windy overnight with occasional rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, overnight temperature in the low 50s. Clearing skies for Thursday, highs in the low 60s or so. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 15 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:15 a.m. Gang, we got a lot coming up today. A little bit later on this hour, we've got Lisa from Feeding the Foothills going to be talking about what's going on with that food bank there, how they're helping out, and especially in this time now that we've reached a record. Today, we make the record, the longest government shutdown ever. So with SNAP and CalFresh and all of that, and question, maybe they're going to be able to pay out a month here, but also food insecurity is still a thing. We still need to eat, and how are they stepping up, and how can we step up to help our neighbors around us as well? In the 8 o'clock hour, Erin from the Historical Colfax Downtown Society, she'll correct me on that, Shane. I always mess up the title there. She'll be talking about the Colfax Bazaar that's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We've got daily dad jokes this hour. My gosh, our dance card is full today. Also, Shane, we've got some trivia coming up. And Shane, you recently went on the ghost tour here in Auburn.
I did.
Did you have a tour guide for that? Or was it a self-guided tour?
No, we have a tour guide.
Okay. Did the tour guide treat you well?
Yeah.
Did they insult your intelligence?
No, because it's Connie.
Oh, it was Connie?
Yeah.
Connie was your tour guide? Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, that's so funny. We didn't talk about that. Well, there's a trend out there at this museum in Germany where people are paying to go on tours of this museum where they're being talked down to. And these tour guide is selling out, where basically they are demeaning your intelligence, and people are loving it. We'll talk about that. Whole lot more coming up. Stay tuned. Back after this.
This is Stephen Hill. Catch Hearts of Space, Sunday nights at 8, here on the all-new FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. The same voice of the foothills, more powerful than ever.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Private employers added 42,000 new jobs in October as measured by payroll processing company ADP. It's stronger than economists were predicting after jobs were lost in September. Workers are still getting raises. Annual pay rose 4.5% in October. ADP chief economist Neela Richardson says jobs were added in October for the first time since July, but hiring was modest relative to earlier this year. IBM is cutting thousands of jobs as it adapts for artificial intelligence. The Wall Street Journal says the company describes it as a low single-digit percentage of its total workforce. McDonald's sales increased in the recent quarter, but the company's making less from discounted meals. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
Feel that chill in the air? Now's the perfect time to layer up. The outerwear shop is now open at Untuckit with sharp new jackets and vests made for this season and beyond. You'll find all the right layers to keep you warm and looking sharp, including cozy sweaters, sweatshirts, and more. But hurry, fall weather won't wait, and neither should you. So don't miss the outerwear shop, open now at untuckit.com in more than 80 stores worldwide. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn.
What keeps you up at night? Is it the mysteries of the universe, the secrets of history, or maybe the stories no one else dares to tell? I'm Frank Morano, and I invite you to discover The Other Side of Midnight, where curiosity never sleeps. From the fascinating to the forbidden, we tackle it all. Catch the conversation weeknights from 2 to 6 a.m. right here on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950. KAHI, the night is alive. Join us.
This is Jana from Jana Johnston Photography. I advertise on KAHI Radio because it helps me reach people throughout the foothills who are looking for the best pictures to capture their memories that will last a lifetime. Whether it's a wedding, engagement, graduation, or celebrating a newborn, KAHI Radio connects me with my target audience like only radio can. Thanks, KAHI.
To advertise your business on KAHI Radio, contact the KAHI sales staff at 530-885-5636 today.
20 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:20 a.m. All right, let's talk about another event for the calendar. Speaking of food closets and helping out our neighbors, well, hey, here's an awesome chance to help out our neighbors. Save the date. The Walk to Stock the Food Closet is happening on Thanksgiving morning. That's Thursday, November 27th. Shane, it's Thanksgiving late this year. That's
yeah, it
all
is.
the way on the 27th. Okay, well, that's happening on Thanksgiving morning, Thursday the 27th. So what better way to start out your Thanksgiving than helping out somebody, helping out our local food closet, and burning off some calories before you sit down to that Thanksgiving meal. And you're basically helping to feed other folks who need a Thanksgiving meal and a Christmas meal as we're coming up here on the holidays. The Thanksgiving morning walk to stock the food closet to benefit local families in need. Who? Well, all are welcome. Runners, walkers, strollers, families, kids, seniors, pets, everybody is welcome. And that's going to be at Central Square here in Auburn. That's at High Street and Lincoln Way. It's going to be at 9 a.m. on Thursday, November 27th. So come here maybe a little bit early, get a parking space, get out, do some stretches. It's a 5 or a 10K run or walk through Auburn. So pick your poison there. 5K, it's about 3 miles, converting metric into miles here. So you can do it. It maybe takes you to walk 3 miles. It's about an hour, so about an hour of your time on a Thanksgiving morning. Not too shabby. If you want to find out more, you can go to auburnfoodcloset.org. That's auburnfoodcloset.org to sign up or show up. Again, it's to save the date to walk to stock the food closet. Thanksgiving morning, Thursday, October, good gracious, November 27th. It's going to be at 9 a.m. It's an Auburn tradition where everybody's welcome. Runners, walkers, strollers, families, kids, seniors, pets, everybody at Central Square here in Auburn, High Street and Lincoln Way at 9 a.m., 5 or 10K run or walk through Auburn to help support the Auburn Interfaith Food Closet. Find out more at auburnfoodcloset.org. We'll be back with more right after this.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. LLS was there for me, and they could be there for you too.
Go to lls.org to learn more.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
In the U.S., 1 in 5 children with cancer will not survive. But there is hope because of you. Help give them more birthdays, more moments, more tomorrows, because every child deserves a chance to grow up. Give them tomorrow. Support St. Jude today.
And it is 24 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:24 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Auburn. Currently, if I can get my weather app up here in time, it is 54 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 59 degrees. It's raining, gang, so if you're thinking about heading outside, grab a rain jacket or an umbrella or something. It's raining pretty good out there, so not too shabby. Hey, daily dad jokes coming up here in just a little bit. You can send yours in live at KAHI.com, LIVE at KAHI.com, or call 530-885-3565. Linda, I see some dad jokes coming in there. Rodmer, I see yours coming in as well. So we'll get to those here in just a little bit. Hey, Shane, we like to do some trivia. Now, I realize inadvertently I gave away the answer to today's trivia. So we'll see how well people were paying attention earlier this hour. Today is Guy Fawkes Day. It's celebrated on November 1st, commemorates the failed plan in 1605 by Fawkes and his collaborators to assassinate King James I and blow up the House of Lords. The plan is known by what name? Don't answer it now. We're going to think about it here. Give everybody time. Yeah, okay. Because I think I said it out loud. I'm pretty sure I said it out loud, but I gave a little bit of a hint there. Well, a hint. I gave the full-on answer. So think about it. No looking it up, everybody, on your Androids. That Android was born today in 2007.
But I can use my iPhone
then. Yeah, fair enough. We can see if Siri knows that. But anyway, yeah, we'll pay that off here in just a little bit. But Shane, we were talking about you went on the Ghost Tour, had a lovely time. Turns out Connie was your tour guide.
Yeah.
Our very own Connie with the KAHI Corral.
Indeed.
Corralled the group. See what I did there, producer Adam? And got you all through the tour.
She did.
How was she as a tour guide? Come on, give me the honest
I don't know.
details.
She was only, kind of great.
Kind of great. Did she insult the group at all? Did she insult their intelligence? Was she talking down to the people?
No.
Okay.
The tour guide more leader, because the guide is point to point.
I think I've got that right. Our guide basically it's called the Grump. The Grump, a quote unquote surprise hit, taking folks. Got about 18 visitors, so probably similar to when you guys were going through the Ghost Tour. That's about 18 to 15 to 20 people there, but it still feels a little bit more personal. So he's basically asking back and hear you. He admonished the visitors before challenging her to name the 12 laborers in the painting in chronological order. A non-answer elicited an eye roll and a tut. Oh, God, I feel like I'm back at school, sighed a woman, a 62 woman who was along. So she feels like she's popularity. Brandy said people, quote, enjoy the emotional ride, unquote. Quote, we all know comedy or cabaret formats where the performer's bad mood or aggressive attitude is key to the show. It's just not something we're used to seeing. And unlike a famous but people instantly recognize the produce section. Yeah, he eat. Or to close us out here. Okay.
Store kept hovering over me when I was browsing. So he said, fine.
Dad jokes today, everybody. Well done. And jokes for this Wednesday, November 5th. Thanks, Linda and Rodmer, for sending yours in. That is absolutely fantastic. All right, we're going to head off now to JT in the morning. We've got Linda from Feeding the Foothills calling in. We're going to be talking to her in our next segment here. We'll see you back here in just a little bit.
Mac McDonald to join us and open his notebook for us. So you can take a deep breath, folks. We're going to come back to the election coverage in a little bit there. But Mac,
this is more fun anyway.
Did anyone do anything last night? I was looking at scores and I'm like, did everyone take last night off for the election? I mean, did anything happen in sports?
No, not really. Not Tony Elliott at Virginia, and not Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who had 30-12, and OKC is 8-0. So no.
Oh, and the college
Tony,
football
the CFP selection committee.
Yeah.
Huh?
The CFP. Yeah.
Well, the CFP. Yeah. I'm sorry. The CFP 13-member committee, the CFP committee, got together in Dallas, and they said, okay, we're going to put things together now. And there's Virginia on this board. Okay. So one of the reporters, and I love her to death, Jackie, who works for 24/7 Sports and covers UVA, does an outstanding job. So she asked a kind of a tongue-in-cheek question. It was great. So she said, hey, Coach Elliott, so Virginia makes the CFP first installment of being picked, okay? They're an 11th seed. They're ranked, 12th and 11th in the two different polls. So Jackie asks Tony Elliott, are you going to get the team together to watch Tuesday night? His press conference was Tuesday during the day. Are you going to get together to watch the CFP selection show?
Oh my gosh!
I can't see what he said it. Oh no, Coach. So Coach Elliott has a great little laugh. He goes, "No, we're not going to get together." He's telling his team, he has a message for his team. We got to simplify our life. This is great.
If you want to stay focused, you're going to have to simplify your life. And so that'll be the message. And, we've also kind of simplified our focus, down the stretch and really don't talk about big picture, at all. Really just focus on trying to go 1-0 each day so that we can go 1-0 on Saturday.
Yeah, they got Wake Forest. They're favored. But, every game now, and with what Virginia's got left, every game is important. So that was all right, that was chuckle number one for me as well. Okay. It was a day of, things fall in my lap, which is really good. Secondly, Steve Sarkisian, Texas. Okay. Head coach, had a great take on what's going on in college football. We know that everybody wants to win, but after all, who are you going to hire? It's not a Ghostbusters movie. It's not Ghostbusters 4. Sarkisian telling the writers, what are you going to do here?
Everybody wants to fire their coach. Who are you going to hire? There's all these jobs out there right now. Who's everybody going to hire? And I get it. We all want to win, and we're all busting our tails to try to win. And sometimes things don't go your way, especially in our conference. It's tough. And so the idea that coaches don't want some security in the jobs that they take, that doesn't quite make sense to me.
And so, and the SEC, they're being like, this is our neighborhood. These are our toys. We're going to use our ball. We want everybody in this tournament. We want all the schools. We want Missouri in. We want everybody in, and that's just the way in the big. So right now they're sitting at 4. And a lot could happen. It could be only 3, and then the Big Ten could be 3. I mean, it's just, that's what's going to be fun now because it creates conversation until December. All right. I want to dial back, a little history lesson, because this is typical of kind of what's happening now. Okay. Lane Kiffin, a couple of years ago, 2022, he called out a reporter that was working for Fox 4, John Sokoloff, who ironically enough left Starkville and is now working in New Orleans. So before the Egg Bowl, which is their game against Mississippi State, which that year, 3 years ago, they lost, Sokoloff decided on some source to report that Kiffin, after the Egg Bowl, was leaving for Auburn. And then he was going to go from Ole Miss to Auburn.
Right.
But then he later retracted the story. So they had this give and take on social media, which was really a lot of fun. But it wasn't until after Lane Kiffin called him out at a press conference. Let's go back to 2022.
I think when it was falsely reported by John, who's now famous, congratulations, that you can just write whatever you want. And I would do it too, I think, because you're never held accountable and you get to become famous and maybe you'll be right. So John did it. So then I had to have a team meeting to say his article was wrong, which would love to know these unnamed sources from John. But so yes,
not that he's carrying it.
Had to have a team meeting because of that.
Yeah. So we've been telling, we preach this all the time at school. So anyway, Kiffin then followed up this back and forth, this Twitter war. And he wrote, this came from Kiffin on Twitter. This just in, breaking news. John Sokoloff of WCBI News in Starkville plans to step down as lead anchor and head to WLOX to become their new lead anchor. Sources say WLOX hasn't offered the job to anyone yet.
Nice.
But so John to work, to WLX is happening. I love it. Story soon. That was all so Kiffin gets it. And so you can see where an anchor gets a little excited and he goes, well, after all,
it's breaking
Kiffin's
news.
had 6 jobs since he took over the Raiders originally.
If there's anyone you're going to guess that about, if there's anyone.
That's one of the great documentaries that the Lane Kiffin documentary is terrific. There is a Jimmy Page documentary coming. There is a Tiger Woods documentary coming. So it's just,
they'll get to you and me eventually.
I can't wait. So.
You and me will get our documentary at some point. They'll run out of other people.
No, I think so. I think that absolutely should be, and I could probably get that done because I've got a lot of kids at school that want to, shoot documentaries and they want to do that. But anyway, with everything happening, plenty happened with the CFP yesterday, and Virginia. Yes, it's exciting for UVA for sure. I mean, this was at the beginning of the year, nobody gave UVA a chance at all. You got 54 players, you got 30 transfers, you got all this stuff. There's no way you're going to be any good.
Well, and Virginia Tech was the flavor of the month. Everyone's like, this is going to be the year Virginia Tech bounces back. It was Brent Pry's
third year. Right, the building had been good. He brought in, he had a good transfer portal, but Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, most likely in, BYU, Texas Tech. Duke, Georgia Tech, Miami, and SMU are still in the mix, but Miami fell deep after their loss to SMU. Duke could still, make noise. Georgia Tech, even though they lost by a bundle to NC State, I mean they could be back in it. Notre Dame and Memphis, are close to closing the door. But we have so far to go, and I'll talk more about it next hour with our sports update, Joe. But we have so far to go. The last CFP announcement will be December 7th.
Oh, so we're a month away.
Oh yeah, Virginia's got. I mean, they still got Wake at home, Duke on the road, Tech at home, and then if they're lucky enough to get in, they got to play for the ACC championship.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's going to be. That was going to be my question. Is they've still got to pull that one off.
So right now, the way the bracket sits, Virginia's the 4th highest ranked conference champion. If that should happen, and that's the rub. And so you've got to take a long look at that, and that's where we sit. Okay, I'm going to plug something for this weekend and then even next week. I secured an interview and caught up with an old friend, and I mean old. People around these parts in the state of Virginia will remember the name Jeff Lamp. Jeff Lamp in the late 70s was a Terry Holland recruit, and he played with Ralph, and they won the NIT championship in the spring of 80 and then went to the Final Four when Jeff and Lee Raker and Terry Gates, they all graduated in 81. They all came in with Jeff Jones, the Kentucky guys. It was really Jeff Lamp worked for the NBA after he played. He played 11 years, and he worked for the NBA for 24 years. He has a book out, and the book is very inspirational. And I caught up with Jeff yesterday. We talked for a half hour. I am so pleased. He's going to spend 30 minutes with Bud and me tomorrow for our show of the weekend. And then next week, I'm going to bring to your show, I don't know, a couple of parts or whatever. I'm going to pull the best I can from Jeff Lamp, who has written this very inspirational book.
Good stuff.
Called by Name, I think, is the name of it. And I can't wait to read it. I ordered it. It's on Amazon. But Jeff Lamp was Ralph was overshadowing, of course, but Jeff Lamp was the man. He was the man.
And for kids who are wondering who Ralph is, look Google Sampson. Ralph Sampson.
Exactly.
That's the Ralph he's speaking about.
Because it feels like yesterday, and it's not. So anyway, all of that. That's the way I'm wrapping up Wednesday. I'm getting ready for some Special K and a couple emails. So
all right. Well, there you go. The only polls that Matt cares about were the CFP polls. Appreciate it, sir. You have a good morning. Brought to you by the Lunch Pail Fund.
Can you believe, with all the recent violent protests, looting, and destruction, some areas are considering either defunding or abolishing the police? At a time when America's neighborhoods need the protection of police the most, some elected officials would rather create more chaos by playing politics. If you're sick of elected officials caving in to demands of the radical left, you're not alone. It's time we stand up and declare our support for local police. The majority of police officers are important partners in protecting our God-given rights. If you prefer freedom over chaos, then learn how you can help protect the local police that serve your community. Call today and request your free Support Your Local Police info packet. Dial 800-JBS-USA1. That's 800-JBS-USA1. Request your free Support Your Local Police info packet by calling 800-JBS-USA1 today.
And good Wednesday morning to you. It is November 5th, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 7:45 a.m. Hey, good morning to you, Roseville. Currently 56 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 63 degrees. All right, well, we've got her on the line here, Lisa Heinrich with Feeding the Foothills. Lisa, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Now, Lisa, you are I'm looking at your title here. Is this the right one? Director of Development and Communications with Feeding the Foothills. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Awesome. Well, Lisa, tell us a little bit about your role and just give us a little bit of the history of Feeding the Foothills and what the organization does here.
Well, Feeding the Foothills, formerly Placer Food Bank.
Okay.
We rebranded about a year ago.
Okay, good to know.
We've been in the area for, 50 years, but 30 of those years we are a member of Feeding America.
Okay.
And as a Feeding America food bank, we cover 3 counties in our area, and that is Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada counties. We are, the region's official, food bank to serve those areas and our neighbors in need.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you. It's like, it's a different name, but okay, good to know.
Yes. And my role as Director of Development and Communications is, basically helping to raise funds, initiate public awareness programs so we can educate our community about hunger and make sure that we are on top of what is happening in our community with regard to hunger relief.
Right. Well, and this is, I think our conversation is very timely here today with the government shutdown now hitting the longest in history, basically. We're setting new records, probably records that we don't want to. That I know there's been a lot of news, a lot of people have been talking about it. I know people in my circles have been talking about it with SNAP, or we know it locally here is CalFresh with the benefits now. The administration says that, okay, they're not going to withhold the funds. The USDA was originally saying, nope, we're not going to distribute in November, but now they're going to do it, which maybe there's funds to last for a month, or maybe they're doing partial funds. Anyway, that's all kind of the big picture. At least zoom in here a little bit with the shutdown going on for Feeding the Foothills. What are you guys witnessing right now in regards to folks who are needing food, especially in this uncertain time?
Yeah, well, we're seeing an influx of those seeking food. It's growing daily. And as you mentioned, CalFresh, also known as SNAP or EBT, that helps more than 55,000 people in Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada counties put food on the table.
Yeah.
So on average, recipients receive about $187 a month, which is only about $6.34 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris, you and I both know you can't buy 3 meals a day on $6.
Real hard to do. Yeah.
And with those benefits, halting, it means families are skipping meals or skipping bills. So we're already seeing more families coming to our pantry to go, free drive-through food distributions at 10 locations in Placer and El Dorado counties. And also our Hunger Relief Partner Network is also seeing an influx of people, many for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were recently met a working mom from Auburn, actually, who told us that she never thought she'd need help. But she said, I also never thought I'd have to choose between gas and groceries.
Mm-hmm.
So we are witnessing tough decisions that far too many of our neighbors are now facing. And as you mentioned, the federal judge's ruling, yes, that has occurred, but only partially those funds are coming in. So about half of the usual benefits. So while the federal judge has ruled that the USDA must use SNAP contingency funds to cover November benefits, that's great, but we're still seeing delays in distribution. And counties are warning that it may take about 5 to 7 business days for benefits to appear on EBT cards once processing begins. So people are waiting longer. And most of them now have empty cupboards in the meantime. And so that's where organizations like us, Feeding the Foothills, steps in to help bridge that gap until those benefits arrive.
Well, and Lisa, you make a good point there where oftentimes we think, well, folks that are relying just solely on the food bank, and sometimes there's a stigma around it or sometimes a bad rap, but like you're saying, like there are people who are being forced, like it's not like people are just sitting at home on their rear ends and just, mooching off of society. No, that's not it at all. And I think a lot of us obviously are aware of that, but it's people who are coming on that need supplemental, or I'm being forced to choose between groceries and gas, and I've got to work to drive so I can drive to work. So there's that cycle that it's got to happen. But then how am I putting food on the table? So it's not only just like, yeah, I'm doing my best, but I'm also, I need a little bit of help supplementing that. And how you're saying, like, I never thought I would get to that point. Shane, my producer, here with me too. We were just talking about how just trying to like take the family out. We were trying to treat the family over the weekend and just take them out for a meal now. Just the price of just trying to just buy a meal and go out, whether that's quote unquote fast food or whatnot. We're just kind of shocked with that. And salaries are trying to keep up, but with inflation and everything that's happening, there are so many circumstances surrounding people being able to provide food, to put food on the table, many working multiple jobs, trying to make this happen. So are we then seeing, Lisa, an influx of people coming in like more than normal, or are there just times of year where it's more than normal? What does that look like as far as the ebbs and flow of folks needing help?
That's a great question. And, we've had ebbs and flows since COVID, when people were struggling with job loss and health issues. And And so we're now seeing that, some of the ramifications of that. But hunger can look like you and me, Chris. The face of hunger has changed. There are myths around hunger. There's lots of layers to hunger. But if you think about it, hunger just doesn't mean poverty. It doesn't anymore. Hunger has hit the middle class on many levels, working families who basically attend our pantry to go distributions, for example, because we all know what the grocery store feels like when we shop there with inflation. They can't make that grocery budget last the entire month, so they need some assistance to get them through that month. And so compounded now with those who, and again, lots of working people access CalFresh as a supplement. And when that is, diminished, it impacts their ability to shop greatly. So we're seeing a whole multitude, and don't forget about seniors who are on fixed income.
Yes.
And then there are children, who don't work, who basically are in families that rely on supplemental income through CalFresh, that are impacted as well. So, hunger doesn't discriminate. It can affect all of us at any time. We have kind of a saying around the food bank that we can all be one job loss, one illness, or one natural disaster away from needing food assistance.
Yeah.
Sometimes short term or long term.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Well, and Lisa, talking to folks that I'm in proximity with, and in my circle, that a health crisis came up, and basically, this individual is forced to have a GoFundMe page, right, to help take up for lost wages and whatnot. Like we're kind of at that point, right, where folks are doing the best that they can, relying on the goodness of their neighbors to make ends meet as much as we can, and as a community, just really stressing the importance of us all banding together.
Absolutely. I mean, nonprofits like ours, exist because of community generosity. I mean, the shutdown has reminded us that while systems can stall, compassion doesn't. I mean, we're witnessing that every day. It does take a community. We live in an amazing, generous area of community supporters, because right now, financial support for us is critical.
Yes.
Donations give us the flexibility to purchase the foods most in demand, such as protein, pantry staples, produce, and it helps us get them out as quickly as we can to our partners. So that's everything. And one of the things that we also do well is beyond giving, spreading the word. We're very active on social. Tell your friends, share our posts. We've got ample information, ample resources that we can guide the community to. And so that, if you know someone that's struggling, let them know that we're here, judgment-free. We're here to help provide hunger relief to those who need it. And then we also don't want to forget about those that are chronically hungry, that are food insecure, that they, really don't know where their next meal's coming from, or they're not getting enough sustenance to be, for nutrition for their families.
Right.
So that's the other segment of the population that we are, very always at top of mind about of how we can help, because we're all about nourishing our communities.
Absolutely.
We want to educate the community about hunger, and we want to advocate for hunger relief. That is what we do.
And Lisa, that's a great reminder. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Lisa Heinrich. She is the Director of Development and Communications at Feeding the Foothills. If you want to go and find out more, you can go to feedingthefoothills.org. Lisa, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, show some love to our advertisers. We'll be back with Lisa with more right after this.
Green Acres Nursery and Supply is a local, family-owned garden center offering natural solutions for slugs, snails, mosquitoes, pests, weeds, and diseases. Plant gurus are available at all locations to guide you. Green Acres also offers tools and supplies for pruning, digging, and general landscaping maintenance. I dig greenacres.com. Do you? Looking for style, savings, and something for everyone? Come to Auburn's department store, McCullough's. From fashion to furniture, beauty to bedding. Find it all under one roof with plenty of parking. And right now, save up to 50% store-wide during McCullough's summer kickoff sale. Family owned and operated. So save time, gas, and money by shopping McCullough's department store in the Auburn Town Center, right off of Elm.
Hi, this is Andrew Twidwell, owner of ABT Plumbing, Electric, Heat, and Air. ABT has been in business since 2001, and we are thrilled to have been voted Auburn's best plumbing company and best heating and cooling company in Auburn Journal's Best of Auburn promotion. We're very proud to have placed as runner-up in electrical category as well. Our technicians are experienced and friendly. If you have an issue with your plumbing, need a whole house generator, or maybe your furnace isn't working, ABT a call. Reach us at 530-230-9004 for excellent service. It really is as easy as ABT.
Placer Farm Supply is celebrating 75 years serving our community. It was wonderful to see everyone who came to our Customer Appreciation Day. For those of you that could not attend, we are still running specials on diamond lemon rice and alfalfa hay. We are welcoming spring with our new garden center, including flowers, herbs, vegetables, soil, and adorable pots. Stock up on your supplies for your flock and pick up some baby chicks. They are sure to go fast with all the demand, so come down soon. Supply is limited. Placer Farm Supply for all your farming and ranching needs.
And good Wednesday morning to you. It is November 5th, and it is 3 minutes, now 2 minutes to the top of the hour, 7:58 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Placerville. Currently 55 degrees right now. Looks like it is raining over there. Looking for a high today of 62 degrees. Now, if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Lisa Heinrich. She is the Director of Development and Communications at Feeding the Foothills, serving El Dorado County, Nevada County, and Placer County. Now, Lisa, before we went to the break there, we were just talking about how, food insecurity, folks that are facing hunger, the face of that is changing. There's all sorts of different types of folks in need, not only folks that are relying on this to be their next meal, but folks that are working one, maybe two jobs right now, trying to make these tough decisions. During, this time, what is Feeding the Foothills doing to help with this increased need going on?
Well, we've increased volunteer support at our Pantry to Go site, which is really important.
Tell me a little bit about the Pantry to what is that? Tell me a little bit about the Pantry to Go sites. What is that?
Yeah, Pantry to Go is a free drive-through food distribution.
Okay.
We have 10 locations in Placer and El Dorado counties. And in fact, if anyone is interested in learning more or finding out the sites, they can go to feedingthefoothills.org and click on the button right there on the homepage, Get Food Assistance. So we have volunteers and staff that man these locations. Like, for example, in Placer County, some of them are located at Lincoln, Rockland, Roseville.
Yeah.
We have Placerville. We've got, El Dorado Hills. We've got Georgetown. We've got Cameron Park, Forest Hill. I can't name them all off the top of my head. I forget. I'm sorry. But,
no, it's okay. Pollock. I've got it up here in front of me. Pollock Pines, Roseville, Rockland, Forest Hill, Colfax. Another one there. Definitely popping up in different places. And if you go there, you'll see the dates that those are as well. It'll list the dates all the way through December here for this year. So it's a really great resource. So and they'll be there for a given amount of time, usually in the mornings. It looks like from like 10 to 12, 10 to noon. They're there for a couple of hours. So definitely a chance for folks to go in and stop by as well. But okay, so we've got the pop-up pantries. That's really great. And then I'm sure volunteer work is really relying on volunteers, right?
Oh my gosh, we have an amazing, but volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. We have such an amazing crew of volunteers. And yes, we rely on our volunteer support that, they come to the warehouse, they help pack and sort food in preparation for our distributions. They work the Pantry to Go sites. And so, our volunteers are key to what we do. So we've increased volunteer support. When you were asking about what we're doing to, address the increased need, we're monitoring the need week by week, preparing probably for what could be one of the toughest holiday seasons we've ever had. This is really a moment that calls for flexibility and community partnership, which is two things I think Feeding the Foothills excels at. While federal systems are delayed, local action is what fills fills the gap.
Yeah.
You know, every donation, every volunteer, every share of accurate information online helps us keep food flowing to those who need it most. And we, you know, our goal is to make sure that we don't skip a beat, that we, you know, can cover our area, every corner of it, to, you know, get the food where it's needed most.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It really is a really great resource. And just clicking around there now, if you go to, again, feedingthefoothills.org, feedingthefoothills.org, you can go and you can find the pantry to go. If you want to donate, there's a button right on there on the front homepage to donate. If you want to volunteer, you can find all of that there as well. Again, it's El Dorado, Nevada County, Placer County. So doing great work all through our area here to make sure that folks have a meal, have a place to go. And again, not only folks that are, you know, maybe depend on this regularly, but you said it right, like folks that have a fixed income, right? Like this is all that's coming throughout the week, month, and sometimes there's some supplements that's needed. Lisa, for folks that maybe a phone number is better to call to find out more information or to find where they can find some food, is there a phone number if folks don't have web accesses handily to call?
You know, they can call our main line and, whoops, sorry, I think I just, Chris, are you there?
Did I catch you out there? Like, can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sorry. Yeah, our main line is 916-783-0481.
Okay.
That's 916-783-0481.
Okay.
And also, I just want to add one thing. We have a very large warehouse in Roseville, about 70,000 square feet, you know, of space that we store inventory. We do not distribute food directly from our warehouse in Roseville.
Okay.
So that is why we have our Pantry to Go mobile distributions, our network of hunger relief partners. So if anyone is struggling, they certainly can call in and we will guide them and help them. But they can also go to our website, like you say, and access the information there.
Well, that's really good. And so some good information there. Again, feedingthefoothills.org, or you can call 916-783-0148. Lisa, this has been really great, really informative to help us understand what's going on, where you guys are helping to fill in the gaps. Now, where does CalFresh and SNAP, where does that fall in with Feeding the Foothills? Is that something that help us understand how that all interacts together?
Yes, we have a CalFresh team on Feeding the Foothills staff.
Okay.
So we also can assist people who are seeking CalFresh benefits. In fact, they can go on our website to the Get Food Assistance button, and there they can access the information about CalFresh. So we do have team members that assist with those applications as well. So we are a resource for that, you know, for anyone that needs it.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking here at the website and just looking at the numbers here. 11.2 million pounds of food was distributed to hunger relief partners in 2023-2024, serving 1.2 million individuals, providing $15.3 million meals. 12,700 children in the community's lives live with in food insecurity, and 50,000 plus individuals living in El Dorado, Nevada, and Placer County are food insecure. So it's definitely something where if we can help, let's absolutely do our best to help, whether it's through donating time, through donating money, if you're fortunate enough and can do that as well, to think of your neighbor. If that's somebody where you're on a fixed income, you're struggling to make a decision, like you need to decide if you need some food, like no stigma. I like what you said, no stigma, no judgment. If you need help, reach out and get the help that you need. And again, you can go to feedingthefoothills.com or call 916-783-0148. Lisa, before I let you one, thank you so much for taking some time out to talk with me this morning. Anything else that we should let folks know as we're wrapping up here today?
You know, I just think also the one thing that we also think about is that every dollar, every hour, every conversation helps feed hope. And that's the other thing. We are here about feeding hunger, but we're also here to feed hope, to help those in need. And I want everyone to feel comfortable and safe and secure, that they know they can come to us to get the assistance. And for those also that may be in a position to donate money, they can also text to give. They can text ACT NOW to 50155.
That's
So
ACT now, ACTNOW at 50155?
Correct.
Awesome. Okay, so another way to get, well, that's smart. Yeah, there's multiple ways to give, right? And why not use technology to our advantage? So that's fantastic. It's 50155, and just text the words ACT now to that number, and you can join on in. That's awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for that heads up there.
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you.
Awesome. And we've been talking to Lisa Heinrich. She is the Director of Development and Communications at Feeding the Foothills. You can find out more again at feedingthefoothills.org, or you can call 916-783-0148. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
What chaos in our world? Can we learn how to deal with it? Got tools to make it happen on Pop Talk. I'm Mary Jane Pop here, a rocket scientist who can write Star Trek? Wait till you hear the story behind the story. What's it like to be a film critic? Let's ask a man who tells it like it is. And what can runes tell us about our lives? Let the goddess fill you in on Pop Talk, Saturday 5 to 7 a.m., Sunday 9 to 11 p.m., and 24/7 at KAHI.com. Let's talk truth.
Did you ever wonder where we get a word like muckety-muck? How about the whole kit and caboodle? I'm Martha Barnett, along with Grant Barrett.
Each week on Away with Words, we try to solve linguistic mysteries.
And we invite you to call us with your questions about language. We want to hear words and phrases, regional dialects, grammar, or maybe that weird family expression you grew up with.
So join us on Away with Words, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. here on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950 KAHI.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you that Chris in the Morning really is the best way to start your day. And he's not paying me to say this at all. Wink. And yes, he really is holding it down in beautiful Studio A in the KAHI Worldwide Headquarters Studios, Monday through Fridays, 6 to 9 a.m. Chris in the Morning here on FM 104.5, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com. Now where is that $3 gift card he said he'd leave me for saying nice things about him? Man, that guy's a cheapskate.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light on KAHI. Your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two with a dad joke fresh and the attitude. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee, don't hit snooze. It's Chris in the morning with your day.
Here we go. We're a little bit behind, but that's okay. Really enjoyed the conversation with Lisa there from Feeding the Foothills. It is 10 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:10 a.m., and happy Wednesday, November 5th to you. Quant here with you, holding it down in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, and very, very spacious Studio A, KAHI Studios, peering through the blinds at a very wet and rainy downtown Auburn. Hey, I will take it, especially for the middle of the week. Listen, let's keep it all rainy during the week. Let's keep everything damp and right now, and then if we could get a little bit of sun during the weekend, I am totally okay with that. Joining me here in Studio A, producer Shane. Shane, good morning. How are you?
Doing great, Chris.
How's the week shaping up for you? You guys had a good Halloween. The kids went out, got all the trick-or-treating things.
They did.
Did your daughter save her Halloween costume? I know she put like a lot of work into that. Is she going to save it for something else?
She's saving it for now. So, I think she might even want to improve it on. I don't think there's much left to do, but
how she can go bigger and better on that.
No,
but
exactly.
It's pretty big right now.
But it's one of those. She puts so much effort into it. She's, it's a work of art in a sense.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to just throw it away the day after.
I know, right?
So, So there's still this big head sitting there.
Maybe there's a pinata party that'll come up. I guess you don't want to be hit as the pinata, but there's got to be another occasion.
Yeah, exactly.
That she'll be able to bring that in. You guys have a place to store it? Is she just storing it in her room? Or?
Right now it's sitting in the dining room. Well, I mean, granted, our house is being remodeled, so it's it's in turmoil.
Shifts, things have to be shifted around as they do. Remodels. Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad you guys had a great time. Yeah, me and my family on Halloween, we're down to one kid now. It's weird. It's weird, Shane, having a kid that's halfway across the world. but we can stay in pretty solid communication with him, right, through WhatsApp, and we can video and text. And I don't know how I can get this kid, like, this card that we got him to use is basically like a debit card. Like, every day it's a problem. Like, oh, I forgot to write down the number. I'm like, okay, son, I'm glad you're learning all of these safety of our family here and your family, your host family over there, who are just stud people. They're
nice.
I don't know if I mentioned this when you were here. His birthday's coming up here in a few days. They're taking him to a Michelin star restaurant for his birthday. Right? Yeah, the look on that's the same look that I got on my face.
birthday's tomorrow. Can you take me? Yeah.
Birthday. Oh, and you're not going to be in tomorrow.
No,
Shane, son of a gun. Well, happy stinking birthday to you. Let's do a little bit of early birthday wish to you. And if today is your birthday, well, let's get that out here at the top of the hour. Oh my gosh, your birthday's tomorrow.
Sorry, didn't mean to derail your son's.
No, it's good. Now my mind is just exploding here. Just well, happy early birthday to you, Shane, and happy birthday to everybody else who has a birthday today. I hope you have a fantastic birthday today. If today is your birthday, Roy Rogers, born on this day in 1911. Others, Art Garfunkel. Yeah, that Art Garfunkel from Simon and Garfunkel. 1941, Sam Shepard. The Right Stuff. You remember watching that? That film there?
I watched it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again.
He played Chuck Yeager, I think is the character that he played. Yeager, a local guy for a long, long time up there in Grass Valley. 1943, not Chuck Yeager, Sam Shepard. 1943, Chuck Yeager was flying a plane around Europe. Let's see, others include Bryan Adams, a voice from the 90s, singer, songwriter, guitarist, born on this day in 1959. And Sam Rockwell, well, he's a good actor. I like him. Sam Rockwell, 1968. So happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you on this Remember, the 5th of November. Now, Shane, we had our trivia a little bit earlier. Today is known as Guy Fawkes Day. Basically, it was a plot to blow up the House of Lords over there in England, and the plot was foiled by basically one of the people who was plotting to do this, I think, got some cold feet and called one of their friends that was going to go in, that was in the House of Lords, and said, maybe call in sick. Maybe don't go, because there's about 36 barrels of gunpowder under the House of Lords. And today's trivia is Guy Fawkes Day celebrates on November 5th. It commemorates the failed plan in 1605 by Fawkes and his collaborators to assassinate King James I and blow up the House of Lords. This plan is known by what name? And if you didn't have, now no looking it up, if you didn't have a chance to look it up, well, it's known as the Gunpowder Plot. So aptly named, 36 barrels of gunpowder. Sounds like 99 bottles of beer. The same thing. Some countdown song, 36 barrels of gunpowder under the House of Lords, 36 barrels of gunpowder. We can laugh about it now. This was back in the 1600s. But yeah, every day or every November 1st or 5th, they burn in effigy Guy Fawkes, who basically, I guess, who was in the Spanish army, learned how to work with explosives. And so they recruited this guy, and it all went south for him and his co-conspirators there. And he's the one that basically got captured. They tortured him for days before he admitted that he gave him the name John Johnson, which I'm just like, that's just my junior high brain just goes in so many places there. But till they finally got his true identity as Guy Fawkes, and now on November 5th, they're called guys that they burn in effigy to remember Guy Fawkes Day and the plot that was foiled, known as the Gunpowder Plot, happening on this day in 1605. So if you didn't know, we're all a little bit history smarter now, Shane, with all the things here. All right, we've got Erin. She is in the building from the Historical Colfax Society, or the Colfax Historical Society. She'll correct me on which one that is. We're going to be talking about the Colfax Bazaar coming up here in just a little bit. We'll be back with Erin right after this.
Catch Sinatra and Friends Saturdays and Sundays right here on 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI. Join Frank and his friends, Sammy, Dean, Tony Bennett, and more, performing songs from the Great American Songbook. Sinatra and Friends Weekends, brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings on Folsom Boulevard in Rancho Cordova. right here on the Voice of the Foothills, 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com.
Little River Inn on the beautiful Mendocino coast invites you to plan your fall or winter getaway now. Get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and make your memories with a day filled with wide open spaces, ocean views, and clean air, or a jacuzzi tub, fireplace, and an evening of snuggling with your sweetie. Little River Inn's restaurant offers a full bar and romantic outdoor garden dining with stunning scenery in the daytime and heat and twinkle lights for the crisp Mendocino evenings. The Little River Inn offers couples, families, as well as pet-friendly getaway packages. Stroll the shops in the quaint Mendocino Village just a couple of miles north, or hike the trails of the breathtaking Van Dam State Park just a 5-minute walk from the hotel. Schedule a massage or acupuncture appointment, or spend the day at Little River Inn's on-site golf course. Book your getaway today at littleriverinn.com or by calling the Little River Inn at 1-888-INN-LOVE. That's 1-888-IN-LOVE.
And good Wednesday morning to you. It is November 5th. It is 17 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:17 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Lake of the Pines. Currently 53 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 59 degrees. And Aaron, fresh in with the weather report coming down the hill. It was a little rainy out there, a little weathery out there right
It's
now.
pretty weathery.
Yeah.
Probably should take it a little slow on that freeway.
That's all right. Well, you got here safe, and that's what matters. That's what counts. So, Aaron from the
Historic Colfax Downtown Association.
Okay, all right, you got it. We've been in here. We've been talking about the concert series that's happening, and hopefully is going to continue to happen. Actually,
Yes.
it is going to. You said it is going to happen.
It is happening.
Now, Colfax is having a bazaar,
Yes.
and what the heck is a bazaar?
Okay, so think of a mix between a flea market, a garage sale, and handcrafted items.
Okay, and that's just all. It's the casserole of all of that, and we're calling that a bazaar.
It is pretty
altogether.
bizarre.
Okay.
If we have thousands of square feet for you to sift through,
Okay.
and you would be shocked. We have anything from mannequins to antiques.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's some crazy stuff in there. It's quite fun. If
wow.
you're into picking and looking that kind of adventure, this is your event.
Listen, we did a garage sale over the summer,
Mm.
and there's stuff that with my wife, we had a learning center for a long time, and so with all the kid stuff and all the learning materials, listen, it was time for it to go. Part of it, we mourned a little bit of it,
Sure.
of selling this stuff, but also it's like, it's time for it to go. We don't need that anymore. So I wouldn't even call it trash, but whatever, something that somebody's done with is somebody else's treasure, right? So
100%.
like tons of treasure out there. People are looking for all these rare finds and whatnot. Actually, I have a couple of things that I could offload. Can anybody come to this thing, or how is this structured?
We actually have paid vendor booths to help us
Okay.
pay for the marketing and such, but
Okay.
You can give me a call and
Okay.
check
Well,
out
I
our
got
website.
your number. Okay, what's the website?
TheColfaxBazaar.com.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to jump in last minute as a vendor, we can fit you in.
Okay.
But it's, there's anything from furniture, antiques, rusty items, I would call them.
Okay.
Picture frames, antique glass, you name it, we have it.
Okay, and so why making the trip up to Colfax, going up there? Like maybe there's something that's there. Again, it's going to be this Saturday, November 8th. Actually, the weather's looking pretty good.
It does.
For this Saturday.
It's cooperating,
From
yes.
8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free admission.
Yes.
Get in early at 7 a.m. If you're a picker.
Yes.
Is this what we're calling a picker?
You want first dibs.
You want first dibs. You want to get the good stuff
You
before
do.
it goes. That's a $5 donation to get in early at 7 a.m. Otherwise, general admission at 8 a.m. Again, you can go to the colfaxbazaar.com.
Yes,
Is that it?
sir.
Okay, perfect. Now, we were talking the location of the bazaar. Give me all the,
perfect.
spill the tea. Give me all the details.
Okay,
on
so
this
one
location.
of our mission as a historic Colfax Downtown Association is to activate our buildings. It's to tell our story.
Okay.
It's to preserve our history.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't realize how much history this particular building has. So the Fruit Exchange, back when the gold rush started dying down.
First of all, before we get there, tell us where this building is. And for those that are familiar with Colfax or aren't familiar with Colfax, again, the goal is to kind of get folks to come come in, and it's not just the Starbucks right off the freeway there,
No,
or TJ's Roadhouse, which we love, but you want to come on in. Where is this building located? Because I don't think it's very obvious to folks where it's
Sure.
at.
Well, the actual physical address is 229 Railroad Street. So we're down in historic downtown, but it is a little tucked in there past the railroad station. And so you'll see signage. You're not going to miss it. Just head down to Main Street.
Okay, head down to Main Street. If you're familiar with the railroad station there in Colfax, a lot of people get on the train right there. Amtrak stops twice a day. You'll go kind of just look down the road, and there's this old wooden building.
Yes.
It reminds me of the buildings in Newcastle.
Yes, they're
where
exactly the
it's
same.
kind of the same idea.
Yes.
The train tracks just come right alongside there.
Yes.
And it was fruit. Was it for fruit packing? What was it for?
It was for fruit packing. So when the gold rush era started dying down, they started growing. A lot of people don't realize how much of an agricultural history we have in Colfax. And so they started planting apples, pears, peaches, and grapes. And so in the 1890s to the 1920s, this was a hopping building, and it was very much a hub of agriculture for the area. So they did a lot of transportation down to San Francisco, Sacramento, and it was part of the Pacific Fruit Express network, and it was one of only 23 icing stations in the whole district.
No kidding. So there were actually refrigeration stations basically in there. Is that what we mean by icing station?
They would ice it down and ship it out.
No kidding. So does it say what type of produce or fruit was
apples, pears, peaches, and grapes.
Was that all locally there in Colfax or the surrounding areas?
Colfax, I believe it went up towards Chicago Park area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because there was the rail back in the day that went from Colfax, I know, over to Nevada City and Grass Valley too. Back, I think that ended in like the 40s or something like that. Actually. It was like a lot of my history. Cody Stark from Good Morning Good Day Sacramento came up and did a segment up, and I happened to, as I was doing my news stories, I came across it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, he's up in Colfax. What's he talking about up in Colfax there?" So a lot of the history. It's a railroad town there, basically since 1865. I learned like the train's been coming through since 1865, so a lot of history. So now, is this going to be? It's an older building.
Sure.
Now, is it going to be inside and outside of the building? Is it all going to be outside? Where can folks go to like look at all the goodies?
Sure. It's going to be both. So we have, not only do we have many rooms full of great treasures to dig through, we have other vendors that'll be located outside.
This is a building that isn't normally open though, right? Like you're kind of getting a peek inside to some places that aren't normally open.
So this is part of our mission. We're here to activate this building. It has been dormant for quite a while, maybe even a decade. There are some small businesses that are located in there, but part of our mission is to let people know, hey, there's actually businesses located in this building, and we're actually partnering with Todd, which is the owner, to not only activate the space, but attract more tenants for him.
That's so funny. Those mind reading classes that you're taking at the community college must be coming in handy because like my wife and I walked by it a while ago and we're like, God, I wonder what's going on with that building? Like, I wonder what it used to be. Is there any plans for it? Like, because when you look at it, it looks like it was a hub back in the day. So there's a trying to kind of get some attention back on it then.
Absolutely. And what you might not know is back in the 80s, this place was hopping. They had 2 restaurants located in this building, very popular restaurants, lines out the door. It was the place in town to be.
Thank you, because I look at that and I'm like, I'm amazed like a brewery hasn't gone in there. Or like it's got that vibe like they did with High Hand down there in
100%
in Loomis.
That was a fruit exchange building.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gorgeous. And I'm like, somebody that just wants to come in there and make it and turn it into one of those things. I mean, it's got a vibe.
If you're out there and you're looking for a vibey building and you want to find a location to open up a pretty successful restaurant, I would say, because we all want a brewery or a pub.
Yeah.
Give us a call. We'd love to make that connection with you. I know that Todd would be definitely open to that opportunity. And that's part of our mission is to start telling our story at a high degree so we can attract opportunities.
Yeah. For those that are just tuning in, we're talking to Aaron with the, help me out, Aaron.
Historic Colfax Downtown Association.
Always mix up the words. Thank you for telling me about that. We're talking about the Colfax Bazaar. You can go to thecolfaxbazaar.com. Is that the?
Sir.
Yeah. In there, you can find out more about that. That's happening this Saturday, November 8th. Looks like the weather's going to participate.
Yes.
From 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, this is, if you listen, this could be some Christmas shopping. We could
100%.
get some Christmas shopping done early for the antique folks in your life. Maybe there's some vintage stuff that you're looking at. Maybe you're like, listen, eBay is fun, but I want to do it IRL, as the kids would say, in real life. I want to do an in real life
I'm not cool
eBay
enough
thing
to
there.
know.
Yeah, well, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. You can come out to Colfax. Again, it says antiques, oddities, and one-of-a-kind finds. Do you have an idea of who's going to be showing up to this thing? What kind of stuff could we potentially see here at this bazaar?
What I find oftentimes with pickers is they have this idea of something that they've been looking for.
Yeah.
And this is the place to come and discover it. Like I
Yeah.
said, we're going to have antique furniture. We're going to have antique glass. There are metal sculptures. We have all sorts of craziness. A lot of history, actually,
Okay.
that is in the building, too. So,
interesting.
You
Okay.
won't. I talked to a local antique shop, and they actually come and buy from us so that they can actually resell.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
We have some really good stuff in there.
So the pros out there, the actual antique pros, are actually going to be out there scrounging around as well. Now, if folks are coming out there, obviously they're coming out there to make some purchases. Do we need to bring just cash only, cash and card? What does the payment situation look like?
Most situations are going to be cash only.
Okay.
But we do want you to hang out in downtown. One of the things that happened last time is we had 1,000 people come down for this event, so it was very successful.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of them hadn't been to Colfax before.
Oh.
And so it was super cool for them to go down and explore our historic Main Street, visit restaurants like the Wrecking Crew, Main Street Pizza.
Okay.
They checked out other antique stores that were open earlier for them. So
Okay.
it's a fun time.
It is a good time. And is the ice cream shop going to be open?
They'll be open at noon.
At noon, okay, because
Mhm.
there's the ice cream shop is in there now. What's
It's killer.
What's it called? again?
Coco's.
Coco's, yeah, Coco's is going to be open. Yeah, I guess they open at noon. So
Mhm.
there's still time. So you can go and grab some ice cream, get a little bit of a treat for you, and then go back and dive into some more of the treats, the antiques, the oddities, and one of a kind finds. Again, it's the Colfax Bazaar happening. Aaron, when is it again?
November 8th from 8 to 3 p.m. If you want first dibs for $5 donation to the association, you can get in at 7.
Does it work if you see something and you just call dibs on it? Can I just say dibs? Does that count, or you actually got to grab it and pay for it?
I think the rule is you have to touch it first.
So probably touch it first. Okay, bring cash if you're like, oh shoot, I need to go run to the ATM or something like that. Then it might be gone by the time you come back for it.
Be
so
ready.
make sure you're bringing some cash there. But then also, visit some of the businesses in downtown as well. There's a few there. The coffee shop, the Wrecking
Crew, the Snapdragon is a
okay.
vegan
Yeah.
cafe, and we have a ton of great hikes. You can hit the river, 10 minutes in either direction, the
Oh,
Bear
that's true.
River or the American River.
Well, if you want to punish yourself, go down Stevens Trail.
Oh, no. Be prepared for that one.
Yeah, you're gonna go downhill. You're gonna have to come back uphill, but it's a great hike. I've taken my son on that a few times, and it's been really good. Well, Aaron, thanks so much for coming in, talking about the Colfax Bazaar happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Is there anything else as we're coming up on the holidays here that we should be aware of? We're coming up. Is Winterfest coming up here? Are we doing that this year?
Winterfest is coming up here.
Okay.
It's the second Saturday of December.
Okay, second Saturday of December. So
Mhm.
folks can get that on the calendar too. I'm sure there'll be more coming out about that as well. But
Absolutely.
yeah, make sure that you got Winterfest on there. Colfax Bazaar happening this weekend. So if you're looking to get out, stretch your legs a little bit, see this historic building, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
super
very cool.
intrigued by this building. And again, if somebody wants to put a brewery in there or something like that,
Call us.
Yeah,
Call us.
that'd
We're
be-
ready.
Yeah, how do they get a hold of you guys, the Historic Colfax Downtown Association?
You could go to historiccolfax.com,
Okay.
reach out through our contact form.
Okay.
You let us know that you are interested in coming to Colfax and opening a business, investing, whatever that might look like, supporting our organization. We would love to connect with you.
Okay, that is awesome. Well, Aaron, thanks so much for coming in. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll be back with your sports ball right after this.
Hey, Max, you look sharp in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world as a guide dog?
You bet, Daisy. And your purple service dog vest really pops against your shiny fur.
First day on the job for both of us. We've got this, right?
You bet. Dogs Inc. trained us well.
Ready to make a difference for our humans?
Born ready.
Discover how extraordinary guide and service dogs change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Oh, Bulldog, isn't that my brother Niles? Niles, this is Bulldog Briscoe.
Oh, just the man I want to talk to. As a sports expert, I'm sure you can tell me why none of the local media carry the Ivy League squash standings.
Well, I don't know about the squash standings, but here we go. 31 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:31 a.m. Let's get into sports ball right now. Looking at the NBA yesterday, Warriors versus the Suns. Warriors on top there, 118-107. They walk away with the W. Now, depending on who you're rooting for, the Warriors are playing the Kings tonight, and you can hear all of that here on KAHI at 7 o'clock tonight. Warriors versus the Kings. Kings playing at home. So if you're a Kings fan, get the cowbell out there and get it going there. We'll see if the Kings can walk away with a W tonight. Kings versus the Warriors at 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you hear all of the action here on KAHI. Other scores around the NBA yesterday. Thunder, bring the Thunder, win that one 126-107 over the Clippers. Pelicans over the Hornets 116-112. Bulls over the 76ers 113-111. And Raptors versus the Bucks. I don't have a pun for the Raptors. The Raptors win that one 128-100 over the Bucks. All right, we'll be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Here's one of our local advertisers to tell you why he loves KAHI Radio.
I'm Fred Penny, managing partner of Penny & Associates, Injury Lawyers. Our law offices are located throughout California, and we have the opportunity to advertise across the state. We chose to advertise with KAHI. Among our other locations, we see the advantage of reaching those who matter most, the local customers, through local radio on KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
Wednesday weather forecast is calling for a low pressure area coming in from the west. That'll give us cloud showers, maybe a rumble of thunder today, the high near 60, and gusty southeast winds up to 35 miles per hour. Breezy to windy overnight with occasional rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, overnight temperature in the low 50s. Clearing skies for Thursday, highs in the low 60s or so. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Hi, this is Dr. Dahlia. Join me for my live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions right here on KAHI. On my show, we tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies.
Dr. Dahlia, weekdays from 9 to noon here on the Voice of the Foothills.
Join me each weekday morning right here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
33 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:33 a.m. Well, gang, that's going to do it for me today. As always, remember, until we see each other again early tomorrow morning, be kind, be honest, be yourself, and remember, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging him. We've got Auburn City Manager Sean Rebay coming in tomorrow, as he does during the first of the month. So if you have any questions for Sean, you can email them to me live at KAHI.com, live@KAHI.com. All right, again, if it's your birthday today, happy stinking birthday to you, and happy early birthday to producer Shane. He had to leave a little bit early today, but happy birthday to you. If today's your birthday, I hope you have a fantastic day today. And again, I'll see you early tomorrow morning. Back now to JT in the morning.
Listen, I'm not really prepared for this. I haven't sterilized my hands. You're not going to make this guy any sicker.
Searching for a friend.